Okay, just so everyone has a little bit of information on what's going on here, um, everybody at the table is starting out on the planet of Sarka. So Sarka is mostly known for mining crystals used in the production of blaster pistols, blaster rifles, and such. So Sarka was fully under control of the Empire. Empire was the only ones receiving the crystals at the time. Princess Leia snuck onto the planet and convinced the Sarkans to basically smuggle crystals out for them as well. So there's a small village above the ground. Most of the Sarkans actually live underground in the caverns doing the mining, and that's just where they reside. Is under the surface. There's a few Sarkans that do live above ground. Um, so the group has come to be on this planet in many different ways. Um, some was actually marooned here. Some has just had the misfortune of crash landing here, and some is just hiding out here. So that's kind of where we are, and that's where we're going to pick up at right there. Everything right now, like the group themselves, most of everybody at the table is going to know each other in the game. They will have been doing work and basically missions for a Sarkin named Soho. Soho has been trying to help them get up enough credits to buy a pretty much an old clunker ship to make their way off of the planet and get them going in the right direction again. What is that, teak?
Yep.
Okay. Let me grab a piece of paper here, and I'm gonna try to write everybody's names down so I don't forget. So
Yep. You can just use my character's nickname if it makes it easier for you.
yeah, I might do that. Doc is the easiest thing.
Exactly.
Engineer, what was your character's name?
Ragnar.
A Wookiee named Ragnar, of course.
Hey man. He
Ragnar.
definitely has the fur pants going on.
Jeez.
I mean that's what Lodbrok stood for, right? I mean that's the literal translation is hairy butt. So I mean makes perfect sense. Just remember, rule number 1, let the Wookiee win.
Wookiee, how do you pronounce yours?
Yep.
Viro?
Viros. Or Viro.
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 Okay.
Like hero, but Viro.
Okay. And then Vin.
He's a Greek sandwich.
He's a Greek sandwich.
The Euro.
Well, it's funny. I was thinking about how there could be this really kind of like an inside joke with the crew because we've been around for a while where the guys call him Vicky, like picking on him in the past. But the interesting thing
Vicky.
about that is that at some point in the game, I can see where someone has to get a message through, and if they use that name, they knows, oh, that must be one of my old friends because no one else knows that. So I don't know. I don't know why I thought of that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hey Vicky, you so
Carry her
fine.
with
you
you.
So fine, you blow my mind. Hey Vicky.
Oh my god.
That's the message that they're gonna send you.
Oh,
No
the
lie.
monster.
Okay.
No lie.
All right. I don't know. Wait, Lucid has got us muted and deafened. Or does he have? I don't know. I don't know if I guess he'll be back. Maybe.
Of a haunt.
Okay. All right, Wookie, I got yours pulled up in the
Okay.
background.
Look, I gotta pull your stream up, man. Ash's stream, where you at? Looks like Ematai streaming some Atlas. Ash Reborn.
Okay, so we'll kind of just kick it off, and I'll start off with Teak over here and kind of go around the table and let everybody know a little bit of history or a little bit of backstory about each character. So Teak is a Rhodian that was a pretty much a hired assassin. He's a mercenary or a bounty hunter. So he kind of skirted around for a while. Didn't really have a set home, and he actually found himself employed by a hut. Um, Everything was going pretty well. He had completed all of his contracts, um, and then he was sent here to Sarka with three other crewmates to retrieve some information off of a ship that crash landed here. When he arrived here, the the other three crewmates pretty much just dusted off without him as he was going into the jungle to basically recon the crash site and gather information. So they left him here on planet, and he's not sure why. He's never been answered that. But the type of person that he is, he actually went on, completed the mission by himself, and is carrying the information with him this entire time. So when he is able to make it off the planet, he plans to return to the hut and demand answers. So the oldest one at the table. Oh, go ahead.
No, what? No, did my push to mute not work? Damn it.
I didn't hear you till you just said something.
Yeah, you just said something. Okay. So the oldest at the table is the Wookiee. He actually fought in the Clone Wars, and was saved by a captain, a clone captain, and he owed him a blood debt, so he served him, followed him, helped him any way he could, until the captain came across some information that was pretty key to things going on in the Clone Wars. Well, needless to say, the captain was actually assassinated, and he left Ragnar with the only evidence of what had happened or what was going to happen during the Clone Wars. Ragnar was followed and was shot down by a bounty hunter, and Soho was the only one that actually rescued Ragnar from the crash site before before his ship actually blew up from the landing. The bounty hunter thought that he had killed him, and then went on to claim his bounty. So Doc is a human male in his mid-40s. He's actually been on, as far as anybody in the group, he's been on Sarka longer than anyone else has. No one really knows a whole lot about him. He runs the only clinic in town, and you don't see him out a lot. He comes out only on very rare occasions, but everybody in the group has seen him around. I don't know. Can I actually change? I don't think I can change it. I know Wookie is saying I can change the back picture. I'll have to look into doing that. And then Vero is probably one of the most mysterious characters at the table. He came here and has kept to himself mostly this entire time, other than helping around the village, helping him Soho with tasks that he's came up with.
Yeah, I lived with a hermit for a while.
Yeah.
till he died.
So he's really kind of just keeps to himself, quiet, but I mean,
Well, form connections and
yeah.
to get things done.
Yeah, so I mean, he plays well with others, but he doesn't put himself out front. Pretty much. I mean that's probably the easiest way to say, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And then we come over to Vin. Um, Vin is a human Mando. Um, his armor was actually passed down through generations. He, you know, went through everything. Went through being a foundling. Pretty much has just stayed in. I wouldn't say hiding because he wears his Mandalorian. He wears the Mandalorian name proudly, but at the same time, he knows that if he, you know, overextends, he could get caught in the crossfire of something really bad that's going down. But he's always going to be there for if Mandalore ever calls. And then our sixth person at the table is a secret, and will come in later. Okay. So in the small village that you're in on Sarka, you may only there is a Imperial outpost that's probably about 5 kilometers outside of the town. So they really don't come into town a whole lot, other than on their way to the mines to pick up crystals. So every like 2 or 3 weeks, they'll drive trucks through the town, um, be out there a couple hours, and then bring the trucks back loaded with the crystals. So you don't have a whole lot of interference. They do routine patrols, maybe like I said, about every 2 to 3 weeks. You'll see a few troopers just kind of walking the streets. Um, Nobody in town really messes with them. Of course, everybody kind of keeps out of the way of them. Nobody wants a conflict with them. So it's not absolute odd to see stormtroopers around, but most times the only ones that you ever seen has just been a small patrol of maybe like 3 to 6 of them, just kind of patrolling around town and then leaving out. So Sarka is, or Soho is pretty much starting out in the morning, and everyone receives a message from Soho on your comm link that he needs to meet with everyone. That he has a an urgent um, an urgent delivery that he needs filled as soon as possible, and he needs your help doing so. So right now the group is 8,500 credits, and you're just what 1,500 credits away from actually having your own ship to being able to get off of Sarka and at least get back out into the galaxy and see where it takes you from there. Each of you have kind of your own desires of where you want to go, but you're all working together to try to make those desires reality.
All right, we'll head over to Soho's.
All right. Um. So Soho's place, it it kind of looks like a scrap heap if you look at it wrong. So the building itself is actually pretty nice. The interior, the exterior, the nice. His building is actually one of the nicest buildings in the town, but he has parts stacked on top of each other. He's got pile of parts stacked out back. Um, he really don't have like he doesn't have droids or anything like that to really help him. So when the group or when anybody brings him junk that they found out in the jungle, he literally cherishes every little piece of scrap, and he'll he's the go getter trader. So anyone that comes into the village that's looking for unique parts, or you looking for some a certain ship that crashed on this planet however many years ago, he's the man to talk to, and you're the group to go retrieve those parts. So does everybody heading over to Soho's now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ragnar is.
Okay. Um, Ragnar, as you're walking through the street, something catches a whiff catches your nose, and you walk by it every time, but it smells so delicious to you when you get there. The butcher is hanging out uh fresh tongue on, basically setting them out to dry in the nice warm air there, and it smells delicious to you. So the butcher is, needless to say, not the nicest person in town, and he pretty much chases, like, a lot of times there's kids and all that run up to his shop trying to play jokes on him, or runs around there with dogs and everything, and he don't like the kids at all. So he's very protective of his goods. So anything, like, if anybody walks up, he kind of like gets in between them and the products that he's trying to sell. So as you're walking by, you see like four of these tongues that's stretched out, that's laying up on this rack, and he kind of like eyeballs you because he knows that you're basically eyeballing his meat. No pun intended.
Whoa.
I'm gonna AFK for a second to go check on that chicken parm. I'll be right back.
Already.
Well, I'm gonna wander over there and I'm gonna see what I can barter for him for the tongues.
All right. So Ragnar, you go over to the small building there, and most other people stay away from it just because it does smell like a slaughterhouse, but the aroma just catches you just right. It smells also good to you. The So he walks out and he kind of stares at you. He goes, "Huh? What do you want? I see you eyeballing the tongues."
Well, I'm gonna look down on tongue, and I'm gonna ask him what he wants for it.
Hmm. Well,
How,
you know
how
every.
exactly did that sound with the Wookiee asking him for it? Just you know.
Universal
Yeah,
translator.
yeah. There you go. That's closer than I can get with it. So he kind of laughs and he goes, you know, he goes, this is a small village. Everything gets out. I hear you have a little job for Soho. I'll tell you what. Go talk to him and bring me back a few extra, and I'll include it. I'll give you a couple of these tongues. So you have no idea what he's talking about because you haven't even talked to Soho yet yourself. But he tells you to go talk to Soho, and Soho will inform you on what you need to get. But he wants a couple for himself, and he'll trade you for the tongues.
Well, I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna think about it, and I'll head on over to Soho's.
All right. So everyone else is actually already there, and like I said, you're kind of piled inside. It's not a small place. Like I said, it's still pretty nice and everything. It's just piled full of junk. So everybody's kind of having to maneuver around like large piles of scrap. You're tripping over pieces here, pieces there, but it's still. I mean, Soho. I mean, who can blame the guy? So, Ragnar, you're the last one to arrive, and when you walk in, of course, you have to duck to make it into a building there. Um, Everyone else in the room kind of like gets a whiff of everyone knows exactly where Ragnar has been because he reeks of the slaughterhouse. He reeks of like just meat.
Excellent.
That's not the slaughterhouse.
Soho is a older, heavy-set Sarkin with deep red skin with blue and purple patches along his shoulders and back. So he turns and looks at everybody. He goes, "Good, you're all here. We can get started then. Well, as you know, I called you here because I have some urgent business for you. I have just received communication. Let's see here. I've just received communication, and I need 6 baka fruit as soon as you can get your hands on them." So baka fruit is a large kind of pear-shaped fruit that grows out in the jungle here, and it's spiky. So when I say large, he tells you that he,
Baka.
huh?
It's just I just hear that and I just think of the anime Baka.
Oh,
Baka fruit. God damn it.
so
Crazy fruit.
so there's basically mature baka fruit and then like not so ripe baka fruit. So when I say large, they are large. He's wanting the riper yellow baka fruit that weighs 25 to 30 pounds apiece.
God damn.
He needs you to retrieve 6 of these.
We have a Wookiee.
Well,
Yeah, do we have anything that we normally take with us to help with this stuff, or is it all manual?
so hold on.
There's a backpack.
So he
I'm not
tells you
taking
this.
it.
He tells you this, and he kind
I
of
mean-
sits there, and everyone's kind of communicating. It's like, well, we got a Wookiee, he can carry him, and he's like, no, here, and he throws the let's see here, Teak. He throws you the fob for the transport. So he has this old rickety, like 6-wheel transport truck outside. And he's like, no, you take the truck. Just be careful with them. Don't bust them. Bring them back. And you know that the baka fruit, they don't grow anywhere close. So it's going to be about a day's travel through jungle just to get to the area of where they grow. And then just getting them and bringing them back. Baka fruit likes to grow up on the tops of waterfalls. So they like the trees themselves grow right on the edge where they can get sunlight, so they're kind of on the edge of where the waterfalls are. So you're going to have to get up there, climb up the tree, and then bring the fruit back down.
Nice.
So we've been to this place before. We kind of know this
You
terrain.
you do
the surroundings and everything.
He goes, oh yes. Before you go, head back over to head back over to the butcher, and see if you can get some scraps. That place is teeming with charmas. You don't want to mess with them. They're way too nasty. So charmas are a very large, bright colored cat. Think of kind of like the size. Well, yeah, meow. Think about the size of maybe like a lioness. Somewhere in that size. They're quick, and their fur is anywhere from like a brightish, like yellowish orange to bright greens. But they love to hang around the fruit trees there and catch any kind of like small animals or anything that's trying to make it that make it up the trees and feed off of the fruit. So he tells you just go over to the butcher and try to talk him into giving you some scraps to lure the charmas away from the trees.
We have a Wookiee.
All right.
Yeah, and I've probably sweet talked this guy before. I'll help with that.
Oh, the bartender, or the not
The
bartender,
butcher.
the butcher. All right.
Yeah.
So everybody gets ready. Tiki, you want to go out and check the transport and make sure everything's good to go on the truck?
I already went outside.
Okay. So Teak leaves out, and he takes the fob and walks outside. Everyone else is kind of gathering everything together. You know what you're supposed to do. So Vero, you want to head over and talk to the butcher then? Where's everybody wanting to go? Is everyone going to walk with Vero over to the butcher, or walk out to the transport and get everything loaded up on the transport?
Well, I'll go. Vero will go over to help get bargain some scraps off this guy.
Okay, that's what I'm
I'm
saying.
guessing Ragnar was gonna head back over there.
Ragnar's
Yeah,
probably
and
gonna
they
go
have to inform you.
Okay. So Ragnar and Vero is heading off to the butcher. You make your way down the street to the butcher's place, and he sees the Wookiee like round back around the corner, and he laughs. He goes, "Ha! Ha! So he told you what you're going after. All right, I'll tell you what. Bring me 2 of the green ones, and I'll give you some tongues. So instead of the yellow fruit, he just wants 2 of the green fruit.
This is what the butcher said.
Yeah, he wants 2 of the green fruit for the tongues that he's got there for the Wookiee. The Wookiee wants the tongues. Now, you haven't talked to him about the scraps.
I'll say, well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Oh, I was gonna try to tell you that before we got over there. What me and him had talked about beforehand.
Okay. So yeah, let's say that we do that.
No, that's fine.
Basically, I kind of listened to that. So you're wanting to get some tongue from him, and he just wants to bargain some fruit or whatever.
Yeah, he's wanting 2 of the bada fruit
Yes.
for the green bada fruit for the
Good.
tongues.
So when we go over there, he kind of mentions that.
Yeah.
So this is good because now he's already labeled as he's already kind of like set his price. So now all we have to do is we can just increase it a little bit for these scraps. So I'm basically gonna do that. I want to negotiate with this guy and just say, well, for some scraps, we can get another fruit. So I think that, you know, two of those for some tongues sounds okay, but we can do 3 if you throw some scraps in on that deal.
All right, give me a charm with difficulty 2, please.
Not negotiation.
Or negotiation. Yeah, actually, negotiation would be.
This is what I'm trying to do. It's my
Hey,
skill.
Yeah,
I'm trying to use.
the negotiation would probably work better for that. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Cool.
I am back from downstairs from the Parmesan chicken on it.
Welcome back.
So I'm here now.
All right.
Let's see. Proficiency and a couple of those. Do you want me to add any difficulty challenge?
Just 2 purples.
Okay.
2 difficulty. There you go.
Do I get a boost die or anything for Ragnar with me?
Yeah, take a boost die because he had already
Nice.
kind of like started the talk. So, yeah,
Cool.
I like
All right.
that.
So I got two ability, a proficiency, a boost die, and 2 difficulty. Good to go.
Good to go.
All right, let's roll this baby. Of course, this would land on top.
All right.
2 success, 0 advantage.
All right. So he kind of looks down a little bit and he goes, "You know what? Good deal." And he returns back into the small hut behind him. Comes out just a little bit later with like these 2 slabs of like meat. And lays them down on the table in front of you. They stink.
Nice. And what about my friend's tongues?
Yeah, you'll get those when you bring me the fruit back.
Okay. Fair enough. Look at Ragnar. That okay?
Ragnar grumpily agrees.
All right, awesome. Okay, so by the time you get you retrieve the 2 slabs of meat and everything, the meat themselves is probably about 12 to 14 inches long. I mean, they're whole like strips of meat, so you could possibly even cut these up into smaller pieces, and instead of just like trying to use the whole big piece. But once you actually retrieve the scraps of meat, make your way back over to Soho's. Teak, you got everything checked out on the transport, and you are all loaded up, ready to go.
As they come walking up, I'm actually putting a wax job on the transport.
Over there, like buffing it a little bit.
Yep.
Like, okay, so you like polished up right there by the driver's door. You like polished up one little area, and the rest of the whole vehicle is like covered in dirt and grease and grime.
That's correct. That's correct.
All right. So this is just a large 6-wheeled vehicle, with it's got like storage capacity in the back. Everyone, the cab is big enough; it actually seats like 6 or 8 people. So there's more than enough room for everybody to sit inside the cab. Nobody has to ride in the very back, unless you want the Wookiee to ride back there.
I demand the Wookiee rides in the back because he smells like Wookiee.
Oh, Wookie.
Is Ragnar carrying the stakes right now?
Yeah, you're carrying the slabs of meat because I
Okay.
don't
And I
think
just
Vero really wanted to carry them.
yeah, I'm just gonna take them and set them right in Teek's lap.
Oh,
I pull my blaster out.
well, we're starting this
I
already.
roar angrily.
I throw the meat back at the Wookiee.
Okay, so the Wookiee, like the meat, actually like flies out the side of the transport, hits the Wookiee, and then falls to the ground. As everybody else is like getting in to the transport, this is kind of a common thing between these two. Like they always tend to like kind of go at each other a little bit. So
I
Question.
yell at the Wookiee to hurry up and get in.
Question.
yes,
I know you said it's a 6-wheel. Is it like just entirely enclosed, or is there like a bed as if it were like a pickup truck on the back?
yeah, there's like a bed. So you have like a giant cab in the front that seats 8 people, and then there's like a big storage bed, like an open bed. It's actually like a dump bed that's in the back. So it's got a big like iron gate across the back of it. So it's just a wide vehicle with a bed.
Yep, that's where Ben's gonna climb up in there, just because trying to sit down in anywhere else with he'd just rather be in the cab than in the bed than in the cab.
Okay, so you're gonna have the Wookiee and the meat back there riding with you.
That's fine. Helmet. I can't smell shit.
Vents everything.
Well,
Okay.
Ragnar's gonna grab the stakes, throw them in the bed. He's gonna pat Teek mockingly on the head, and then he's gonna climb the back of the truck.
Teak, you now smell like half rotted meat. Your hands do.
I stare at the Wookiees with my wide black eyes and just want to slap him.
All right, Teak, you are ready. Got everything ready to head out. You fire up the wheeler. A big plume of smoke puffs out from behind this thing, and it rattles and shakes violently for a few seconds before it finally like idles down and calms out a little bit. Um, give me. You're gonna need a planetary piloting.
We're doomed.
Planetary piloting?
Yes, so it's going to be 1 yellow and 3 green.
I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Truck flips, party dies.
Yep, TPK.
Yeah, if you,
First-
so
First
I,
45 minutes.
Teak, I don't think you were here when I showed you this, or when I actually added these. These are automatic rollers. So if you want to do this, you could do this. So you can actually add it in. What was it? Three green, 1 yellow, and then 2 purple. So you can just hit roll down here, and it'll automatically roll everything for you.
I would rather do that. So roll.
Yeah, we better start calling by what they're called on that chart, like ability, proficiency.
Yeah, I need to get all
Nice.
that down. Yeah, actually, that was a very good roll. 2 successes and an advantage. So you fire it up, throw it in gear, whip it out from the back of.
I stomped that bitch and cocked it sideways.
He's like
out
drifting.
the
He's
gate,
drifting.
yes. I hear the Wookiee hit his head on the side of the thing too.
That's your advantage.
That's the advantage. He tosses the Wookiee, and the Wookiee like hits his shoulder and his head against the side of the truck. Okay, so it roars to life, comes stomping, rolling out of the back of Soho's compound area, and down the street, out the other side of the village, and out into the jungle. You know exactly where you're going, so you are just like romping through there. You're knocking down like small trees, running over like small irritating animals.
And I want to point out that while I'm driving it, because I'm so
I shouldn't say
proficient
small
at
irritating
driving,
animals.
because I'm so proficient at it, I literally am watching everybody being banged around, but it doesn't even look like I'm barely moving.
Everyone else, give me a. Let's see here. What do we want to use here? Everyone else, give me an athletics roll.
Oh, nice. I'm skilled
Oh boy.
3 levels in that. Yeah, I like it.
It's not going to be a hard one. Just
Okay.
a single difficulty.
What single difficulty?
Same for me too.
No, you're driving. You're fine.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So
nice.
when
Look
you
at
say
that.
athletics roll, would that be the
Three
ability?
There's an ability called athletics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I got
Alright.
3 successes and 2 threats. Interestingly.
So I've got
Ragnar has 3 successes, 3 advantage.
Okay.
So Vero succeeds greatly, but it makes gonna make me want to throw my lunch
hold
up.
on.
Yeah, so you're getting tossed around in there. You actually going to suffer a strain from all the the
Well, I
turbulent riding.
passed. I had 3
Oh,
successes.
I know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You're just going to take like one strain though, just
Yeah,
from
that's
just the
okay.
turbulence. That's just the threats.
All right. Gotcha.
Like you didn't like get injured, like hit your head or anything and get injured. You're just taking a little bit of strain from like just trying to hold on
Yeah,
to
from the threat.
this wild Rhodians driving.
Think
So
must-
wait for the athletics. I have the dice. What do I have? Do I have to have one of the purple dice out?
Yes, one difficulty, one purple, and then good to go.
Oh, look
Ragnar's
at you.
gonna moan the whole time and threaten to break Teek's fingers.
Okay, so you had no successes, but you did have 2 advantage. So you get like a firm grip onto like you're standing up in the back, because it's like there's really no way for you to sit down in your armor and everything. So there's like a bar across the back that you're holding onto, and as he's like gunning it through the jungle and everything, it's tossing you like left and right, and you actually like don't duck in time and just get smacked in the head with a branch. So it just kind of disorients you a little bit. Also take a strain from that.
Like Ragnar's character sheet just says Wookie.
When you say
The man-
take a
so the Mando is
strain,
already upset.
Where
Got
do
it.
you do that at?
Okay, so you can do it either on your character sheet or you have the dials up here, the little counters. So everyone
yeah,
can
those
set
dials.
it so you have 12 wounds.
So the blood drop is wounds.
Yeah, and then the blue is your strain. So you have 14
Okay.
strain. So you could just like subtract 1 off your strain, and when you heal your strain back, you just put it back on there. Or you can count up, however you want to count
Okay.
it.
Yeah, counting down. Well, counting down.
I
would
like
be
counting
better.
up.
You
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna
counting
count up on
I
mine.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, because then you look at you say how much strain do you have? Oh, I've got 1 strain.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
all right.
I have
So
your idea.
Go ahead.
okay. So you make good time through the jungle and everything, even though you're beating the ever living crap out of the rest of your crew. But you do make it there in a very respectable time. Normally, this trip would take you all day long. It takes you about like half a day to really get there. So you just like stomp through the jungle to get here.
Wait,
Motorin.
who's the driver here?
Teak, the Rhodian.
Teak, yeah. That would Teak driving.
And just so everybody knows, Teak is technically the pilot too. So
Somebody's gonna get shot and ain't gonna be the guys we're supposed to shoot. This is great.
Okay.
I've got planetary piloting, so at some point the Mando might just be like, "Get the fuck out."
So you said we actually arrived there?
You do arrive there. So when you make it to this place, it's a very like beautiful outlook, so or overlook. So you come up and you're up about probably 120 feet over this waterfall. So you're at the top of this waterfall. You see the water like just cascading off of the side, and it overlooks like as you look out, you can kind of see the wild jungle out there past the waterfall. Up ahead of you, you know, like where you are now, you're going to have to exit the vehicle and kind of go in on foot, because you can't get close, like you can't get the vehicle close enough to these trees. You're only like maybe probably about a quarter of a mile, right around a quarter of a mile to get to where these trees are, but you can't take the vehicle any closer just because of how the jungle is, and you may like slide down into the river itself by mistake. It would be way too treacherous to make it there.
so I stopped the vehicle.
All right. So, as far as like marching order or anything like that, who wants to go where?
The
Well,
Wookiee can take the lead.
I'm guessing the.
I'll head up to help place the meat.
Okay, so I'm guessing Vin and Ragnar will probably be the two up front, and then um, Vero, you'd probably be more like right behind them, but just a little bit behind them. And Teak, I guess you would probably take up the rear, right?
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're coming up through there, and you can actually hear the roar of the river and the waterfall itself. And just over the river, you hear like a piercing kind of like uh, screech of the cats. You've heard them before. You've seen them. They're pretty nasty cats. You don't really want to mess with them if you don't have to. You're sure you could take them. I mean, you're confident in your skills, but if you could save that, it would
Well,
probably be the best thing to do.
Who of us has weapons?
So I think
Because that's pretty important when you say we can take them.
I think
I have-
everybody has something.
I have a data pad.
Okay,
I
you don't have a weapon.
I've got a blaster pistol.
I have a blaster pistol.
I have a large stick.
He's got
Yeah, so I'm thinking that,
he's
yeah,
got pretty
whoever's-
much a gaffy stick. So
so like
I'm not even here yet.
well I'm on like gathering detail, picking fruit. I mean, maybe somebody else could like help,
Oh.
pull guard duty or something.
Well, then it be like again. Since they set him up front. I'm the tanky boy. He's already got his blaster out and he's going to be playing guard duty.
Yeah.
all
I
right.
mean, I'll help place the meat we need to, but then I'll also help gather the fruit while people keep their eyes
I'll
out.
watch our backs while the Wookiee and the Mando guard you while you're placing the meat.
Okay, so you're close enough now that you can kind of place the meat to get it out of the way, but then you're
Mhm.
going to need someone else to like stealth in and use other scraps of meat to lure them away to where you're going to place the main parts of the meat at. So then it'll give you time to get in. So as you're placing the meat, who would actually like to try to stealth in and lure the cats away?
Probably be.
Can I
Yeah.
take the meat and just throw it at Teak and say, "Go put the meat out"?
Well, I have presence 3. Wouldn't that be what it is?
No, it would be
Be
stealth.
agility.
Yeah, it's over here. It would be your stealth roll. So it would
Okay.
be actually, yeah, you're really good at it. 1 yellow, 3 green.
Mando ain't stealthing.
Clink, 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 clink.
1 yellow, 3 green.
Yep,
Just wait
actually,
until I get
what
that
you got
Gatling
there?
blaster. I'll stealth.
3 ability and a proficiency.
Yep. And since
Ability and a proficiency. So yellow's proficiency, 3's ability. Gotcha.
yep, and two
then-
difficulty,
Okay,
and-
so 2 difficulty.
and
How
then
do I know about the difficulty? Just asking real quick. You state how.
yeah, I would state the difficulty. Most of the time it's going to be a 2. 2's pretty average. If it's challenging, then it would be 3. If it's daunting, wait, is that right? It's up
I'm
here.
AFK again.
Okay, I think daunting is 4, and then like extreme is 5 or something like that.
Okay.
So you're going to take one.
Um,
Yes.
According to the cheat sheet, easy is 1. Well, I mean this is only for range, but it's showing easy is 1, average is 2, hard is 3, and daunting is 4.
Okay, that's what it is. All right. I thought there was a 5th one, but maybe not. Okay, so so what you're going to do on this one is you're going to have a setback die, which is the black die, because of the smell of the meat is luring. So you got to be careful with the meat smells. So you want to get the cat's attention, draw them away with it. You want to stealth up there and then use it to draw them away.
Gotcha. Oh, well, it looks like I do.
4 advantages. So you don't succeed, but you get 4 advantages.
4 advantages because. All right, explain what the little triangle thing is because I have no idea what that is.
So those are your failures. So you have 2 failures there, and then the 2 starbursts are 2 successes. So
Yeah,
the
I knew
2
that.
yeah, the
I
2
just
failures will cancel that out.
all
And
right. So
then
four advantages.
yep. Okay.
But I
So
fail.
you going up there trying to be as stealthy as possible. You're like snapping tree branches and you're taking like giant strides trying to get through there. You're not being very stealthy. But the good thing is they don't really smell you or they don't smell the meat or anything. They notice that you're there, but they kind of just like, okay, well, you're there. So you get their attention, but you don't draw them to where they're wanting to attack you. But they know you're there.
How far away are they?
So this is the first time that you actually like came in contact with them. You're only about maybe 40 feet away from them, and there are 2 of them.
How far away is the group behind me?
They're probably about 100 feet or so behind you.
And then where is the rest of the meat that we placed?
So he would basically have placed it like downwind, away from where the group's going to be working. So you probably got about 250 feet from where the meat's at.
How many meat do I have, or does it really matter?
Oh, you just have like a handful of like little scraps.
All right. So I start walking backwards at the same time I throw one chunk of meat in their general direction and see their reaction.
All right. Okay, so they whip around, they get a scent of the meat, and they start tracking you, and they're following you. Like you're throwing the meat down, and they're kind of like sniffing the meat a little bit, but then they immediately like track back to you. So they're not really being aggressive yet or anything, but it doesn't seem like they're so interested in the meat as they are interested in you.
Gotcha. I am very aware of my surroundings. So obviously this is jungle and trees and things of that nature.
Yes.
So I am moving, but I don't know what movement is in this game. So like how long would it take me
Well,
compare-
you can do up to 2 maneuvers a turn, and each maneuver can make you change a range band.
Yeah. So right now you would technically be engaged with them. Well, I wouldn't say engaged. You're short.
No, I
Yeah.
would say he wouldn't be engaged.
Yeah.
Um,
Engaged would be
shoot.
like you're right there with them, but no, you're right,
So
not
he
right there
might
with
even be medium if he's 40 feet.
them. Yeah, I would say you're on the cusp of medium.
Yeah, he's close.
Okay. Which would mean that I need to roll?
Um,
For maneuver, I don't think so.
no, not for maneuver.
So combat overview. Okay. I'm just looking at okay, there it is.
Give me a athletics roll, and this is just like seeing if you can actually throw the meat like right in the middle of them and get them more attracted to the meat than you. So give
Okay.
That's a
Gotcha.
different kind of
Not me.
persuasion.
Eat this. Fuck off.
yeah, not this meat, that meat.
And then do I still keep the black because of
No, get rid of the black. So here, actually, just come down here. What you can do
Oh
is
yeah, you're right.
yeah, just remove that, and then there you go. All right.
Okay, so that would be
2 successes. Okay,
2
so
successes.
so you take another scrap of meat. You notice that like they were paying attention. They like sniffed the meat and then immediately went back to you. So you take a piece of meat and you like throw it right in between them, like right at them, and it lands basically like right at their feet. They stop, and then they start sniffing it, and then they both kind of like grab at it. Each of them like tear a strip of it off. You have them interested in the meat. So now, give me a. Give me another stealth roll. I'm going to see if you can actually like stay not so much hidden, but just stay out of their vision so much. Try to keep them concentrated on the meat and not on you.
What about the black though?
No, you don't need the black. You perfect. You are definitely good. Oh yeah.
Yep.
So 3 advantages or 3 success, 1 advantage. You draw them back out without any kind of problems from here on out. You get them to follow the scraps, and they don't even really pay you an attention. A few moments later, you actually like catch a whiff of all the meat that's setting out behind you, and notice that you're where you need to be. So you get them focused. Throw your last scrap of meat out where the big pile of meat is, and then they kind of move in and start just tearing the meat strips apart that's there. So you probably gave yourself about 30 minutes of time before they're done with the meat there. So the group has about 30 minutes to be able to go in and get these fruit down out of the trees.
How far away am I from the group now?
So when he's like everyone else can see, so he's moving everything out, or he's moving the cats out. As he's moving the cats out, I'm guessing everyone else would want to go ahead and move up the trail and get ready to start getting these fruit down or finding the fruit exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
everyone else just give me a give me a perception roll, or I will take a give me a perception roll. I think that would be the best thing to use there.
Alrighty.
What's the difficulty on that?
It's going to be a 2 difficulty.
And this is
as they're doing this and starting to go up the trail. Can they see me and I see them?
Yeah, you see them.
So I wave. I wave to them. Do they want me to stand by to keep an eye out on the ligers over here? Why we?
that's not a bad idea actually.
So then I can give some warning if I see them start to not be interested. So I can look at them enough to be able to signal that.
Yeah, you can do that, and you have comm links too, so you can kind of
Oh.
whisper into the comm link.
Okay, so I whisper into the comm link, not to the Wookiee, but
Everyone else.
yeah.
And can he?
I let them know that I'm gonna stand off as far as I can to keep visual, and then I'm gonna
Okay,
give
one
us a heads up
says.
when.
And for these checks on like anything like to do with gathering the fruit, can we like assist each other, give a little boost die?
Yes,
Maybe?
yes, definitely. All right, so what was everybody's? So we got just 2 advantage.
What were we rolling again?
It was perception difficulty
Need
2.
Okay. I got that. It's a skill of mine.
With the boost die, right?
Yeah, since everybody's
You said-
actually working together, yeah, everybody add a boost die to it since everybody's
Oh,
working
I didn't-
together.
God damn it.
Will it let you just roll the boost die? Oh, there you go.
Ignore that.
Yeah,
Ignore that one. 'Cause
That's
that
fine.
one was
Yeah.
a blank
but it's
before.
still a success, so you got a success out of
Oh.
that. So that works out
I
good.
got a success as well, but damn,
Okay.
those freaking threats keep popping up for me.
So the
Yeah, I
Wookiee,
was there without the boost die.
yeah, the Wookiee got a threat. Okay.
Which Wookiee?
Uh,
Ragnar?
Ragnar. Yeah, Ragnar got a threat. Okay. So Ragnar, you, for the life of you, you can't see these gigantic 25, 30-pound fruits that's hanging in these trees above you. You don't get it, man. You just don't know.
I see a rock.
Actually, no.
Oh, it's so shiny.
It's all that
Uh,
fucking hair in his eyes.
So Vin, it actually takes y'all a few minutes because the fruit does blend in with the trees really well. It takes you a few moments, but you finally do spot these fruit that's hanging. They're high up in the canopy. So these fruit is anywhere from like 20 to 30 feet up in these trees.
Well, I hate to be that guy, but I look at Ragnar and say, "Don't you climb trees easier than the rest of us?"
Yep, sure do.
All right, so Ragnar, give me an athletics roll and add a boost die to it. So just add, one more ability and one proficiency.
So I'm assuming they had to like literally shake the Wookiee's face and point to the fruit like he was a child to make him finally see it. to be
Yeah,
like,
they had to like go over and like literally like point at the fruit and have him follow their hand up to the fruit.
typical.
All right, go ahead and give me a roll. Oh wow, yeah. So Ragnar scales this tree like a pro.
Knew it.
Just like I mean, it's almost like he's moving up this tree at the speed that some people walk. Like he's just up this tree like nothing.
Line to the fucking bat, but scales trees like a motherfucker.
Scales trees like a Wookiee.
Yeah.
Can't see
Ta-da.
shit, but he knows where he's going now.
Yep. So so Ragnar, you get at the top of this tree, and there is probably about a dozen of these fruit up here. Um,
Ooh. Get
you
a bonus on your tongue, mate.
so you can easily get down all the fruit from this one area. Let's see here.
For the colors.
So out of everything up here, there is 8 of the yellow, the more ripe, and there's 4 of the green.
I want to get them all.
Bonus.
You want to try to get them all, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see.
And if
Go big, go home.
that's right. It's called
Um,
overtime. Overtime pay.
overtime pay. I'm trying to see what would actually work
All right,
the
and I am back
best.
here. I have finished my dinner. I have 8, so I don't need AFK anymore. We're good.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Sweet. All right. So let's do. Give me a brawn roll. Just a straight 4 brawn. Don't add anything. You don't have to add any kind of difficulty or anything like that. I just want to see what you get from your brawn. So basically, you're going to get up there and you're going to try to shake these fruit loose out of the tree.
So if you were
Is
going to do
that
that, that'd be what,
brawl
just
the
4
same as
ability
brawl?
dice?
Yeah, so it's just going to be 4. It would be 4 green ability dice.
Okay.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, okay.
Holy crap.
Well,
Wow,
damn.
that's a really good roll.
So the Wookiee doesn't even inform anybody what he's planning on doing here.
I'm
All of a,
looking up
Hello.
though. Get
all of a
ready.
sudden, you see the tree violently start shaking, and you look up just in time to see these gigantic fruit falling.
It's raining. Raining. What's this fruit called again?
Baka fruit.
Baka fruit? Raining baka fruit?
It's raining baka fruit. Now, like I said, the baka fruit is so the riper ones are yellow and they got these like spikes on the outside of them, so they're like prickly when you pick them up. But the outside of the fruit is still it's a pretty hard case or shell around it. Ryan, whatever you want to call it. So he actually does it perfectly to where none of these fruit actually gets damaged from falling. So all 12 of the fruit make it down without damaging any of the fruit.
Nice.
I wish the Rhodian could
That's what a Wookiee does.
wish the Rhodian could drive as well as he can shake fruit.
Oh ho ho. Well, Teak is not there to hear you say that, so
Unless he said it in the comms, and then we'll see how the fucking ride is back.
Like I said,
oh goodness. Okay. So so far you're like you're making perfect time. As far as like carrying them back, I would say everyone would probably be able to carry 2 of these other than the Wookiee. He would probably be able to carry 4 of them.
nice.
how much time has passed from
Like
him
5 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. You are making great time. So everyone gathers up fruit. So Ragnar, you're able to carry 4 of these. You like got 2 under each arm, and you're just like just hefting through the jungle there back to the transport. Everyone else like Vero and Vin, you're able to pick up 2. So what's that? That's 8 right there. So there's only 4 fruit left, and you've got from basically making a round trip back to the transport and back. You've burned about 15 minutes total. So you got about another 15 minutes.
All right.
All right. Ragnar can run and get the last 4 by himself.
Okay. All right, so you go gather up the rest of the fruit, make your way back to transport, and does anybody go ahead and calm Teak and let him know that
Yeah.
mission complete? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
so
go ahead with that.
so Teak, they're let me see here.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, they are chowing down on some food.
Okay. Well, I come taking off back to the truck, and as I come walking up, I notice the Wookiee carrying the 4 fruit, and then because they're all the little spinies are on the outside, I notice it's like stuck in his fur, like kookaburras do. So I laugh as the Wookiee's trying to pull it off of his body.
Wow.
So then I ask, "Is everything good?"
Yeah, you've actually secured 12 fruit total, and got them away from the cats without any kind of difficulty whatsoever.
Who is this third person telling me this?
Hmm.
I asked my group as I'm walking up, "Did we succeed?"
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Not you, disembodied voice.
Who is this that is speaking to me?
God. Yeah.
Mr. Narrator Man.
We
So
did good.
Wookiee.
Matter of fact, despite the rough ride out here, we did really well.
So I guess we have plenty of time to get back then.
Oh yeah, you made excellent time.
I guess I don't want to drive a little easier to make sure I don't damage this fruit. And
All right.
that is my way of saying thank you to everyone.
All right, go ahead and give me a planetary
Yeah,
roll back.
Thanks for taking care of those ligers.
Hey,
I think they were more of a threat than getting the fruit.
With the
can I physically remove Teak?
Yes. 2 difficulty dice.
Okay. Do you want to physically remove me from the seat? You can't
Can
do
I?
that.
Yes.
You're still dealing with one of the fruits stuck in your fur.
Can I physically remove Teak from the driver's seat?
You would probably damage
So,
the
no
vehicle.
advantage, but to succeed.
Okay. So 2 successes. You decide I'm going to take it a little bit easier for the fruit's sake. And you make your way back. You actually get there late on into that night. When you come into town, it looks, even though it's late at night, something is visibly different about the town since you have left this morning. So when you get back there, you notice
Perception
that
check.
no, you don't need a perception. This is very obvious. So on your way into town, you are actually stopped by stormtroopers, and they want to know what you're bringing into town. They're wanting to check your cargo.
Oh boy.
It's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
very obvious, but they just want to like, they haven't like walked around to the back of the truck or anything.
So are they speaking to me?
Yes,
I'm in the
so
driver's
they
seat?
they walk up to the driver's side of the transport, and they're like, halt, inspection before you're able to enter the town.
How many?
There are about a dozen of them there.
Oh shit.
This is the most. You have never seen this many stormtroopers here ever.
Okay. Well,
What's going on, trooper?
That is none of your business. We just need to inspect your vehicle before you're able to move into the village.
yeah, go ahead. We just grabbed some baka fruit from the forest.
All right, so they go back. They drop the tailgate. kind of look at the Mando and the Wookiee sitting in the back. Push the tailgate back up. They like scan over the fruit, push the tailgate back up. The trooper comes back around, and there's like a foot railing on the bottom of the transport. He steps up on the foot railing and kind of looks past Utique and looks into the rest of the cab, and sees everybody sitting inside, or sees you sitting inside. Steps back down off of the railing there. He says, "They're clear to go. Let them in." And you see another trooper kind of motioning you on to go through.
Are you know, as we're pulling away from those troopers, I want to use my data pad to hack their comms.
Okay, give me a roll.
Oh boy.
Yeah, difficulty 2 is fun.
Ben's hand slowly removes itself from the fucking handle of his blaster.
2 success and a threat.
You and those threats.
I know they're all over me tonight, but I did succeed. I want to keep it on low enough that everybody in the cab of the truck can hear it.
Okay, so you turn it on and you hear like the troopers like communicate back with somebody else, and it's like, "Negative, sir. Transport did not have a droid in it."
The hell are they looking for? I look at everybody else in the cab.
Well, it's only you and the roadie in the cab.
Yeah,
Oh, it's it.
yeah, because
And
no one else is.
Me and the Wookiee are in the back.
Yeah,
Oh, there's just 4 of us. I was thinking there was like a
Well, there's
freaking.
5 of us, but we haven't got the robot.
yeah. The dock's not. You just know the dock in town, so that's pretty much
Oh,
it.
that's right. I was looking at this table of 6 people, thinking we had this big full truck.
Okay, so I wanna clarify this just because it's characters, and I'm trying to remember names and everything like that because I've only met Wookiee and Hex, and so
Yeah, so Vero just
okay,
hacked their
Vero is
comms.
the Mandalorian.
No,
No.
Vin is.
Oh, sorry, Vin, VENN. I'm looking at your character sheet. Okay, and hold on. Okay, in Discord, who is the Mandalorian?
That would be me, Lucid.
Okay, all right. I'm just trying to get names and everything like that, and so it's a little more fluid when I finally get used to it.
Yeah,
Hex isn't in yet, and then Wookiee, you are actually.
Vero. Yeah.
Wookiee is not a Wookiee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Vero, and you are the. Wait a second. We do have 5, don't we? Who's
Well,
the
there's-
human? Who's the human soldier?
So that's Doc.
That's
He's
Doc. Human
he's the
soldier.
doctor in the village. You know
Uh,
him, but you haven't really talked to him a whole lot since you've been here.
Darth
Oh,
Vile.
but he's not with
Yeah.
us right now.
Right.
Not yet. No. Darth Vile is the player. If you need to know my Discord name.
Darth Vile. Okay, see,
Yep.
I got thrown off because I was like, there is an extra card. She's right. There
I
is
know,
5
right?
people.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only
sorry.
4 people that went on the mission.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Cool.
So that was the only thing he reported to somebody, that there wasn't a droid in the vehicle.
Okay.
The crazy thing about playing role-playing games online is eventually you get used to people's voices.
Yeah.
Unlike
Yeah,
playing,
that's what I'm
unlike
trying to
playing
do.
in like person, to where
Well,
it's like,
I noticed that Viral hasn't really said anything, and that's why I was like, did we really skip him? So I understand now. Sorry about that.
All right. No problem. All right. So
Ragnar's gonna bang on the roof of the truck and tell Teak to hurry up because he's hungry.
Yeah, it's late. Hopefully, we can get those tongues. I think we should negotiate for more tongues for all them fruits that we got.
Please tell me by the time we pull up to get the tongs that the stormtroopers have ate them all.
no, but it is too late for the unless Ragnar wants to like try to wake up the butcher, but yeah, he's asleep now.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
You guys can keep going.
Fresh
I'm just gonna
Every time you say the butcher, I can't help
Drop
but
out
think
and
of
come
the
back in.
Diablo character.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna drop out and come back in. Okay.
Have we recovered that strain from earlier by now?
Yes, yes. Well, no, actually, you haven't rested or anything, so you wouldn't have recovered. You've kind of been going this entire time, so
Okay.
yeah, you still have the one strain on there. All right, so you pull back in to the
Do you want to wait till he comes back in?
Well, he can hear me. He's just not.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
So you pull the truck back into the basically the backyard of.
Eh.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was talking to myself.
So you pull the transport into the back behind Soho's building, and a few like just literally as you're pulling in, Soho comes out the back, and he's like, "Oh, you made it back here very fast." He goes, "Hurry, come inside. I need to speak with all of you very very quickly." So he's not even like worried about the fruit right now. He just wants everybody to get inside so he can talk to you.
Well, I climb out and I start heading inside.
All right. So when everybody gets inside, like he's kind of like looking around the door and everything as everybody's going into the building, and he quickly closes the door, and he turns and he goes, "Thank goodness you're okay and you made it back all right." He goes, "This is
We wouldn't-
terrible."
Why wouldn't we make it back all right? What's going on? What's up with this droid they're looking for?
See, that's just it. I'm not entirely sure. I had one of my contacts just stop in like shortly after you left. It was right before the stormtroopers showed up. Apparently, they're looking for some droid that has critical information to the Empire on it. Something about it was from the clone era. There was some kind of hidden base here on Sarka. I need you to find that base before they do.
What? Why are we messing around in the stormtroopers affairs? This is
Can
looking
you-
for trouble.
Can you fire off another invite? For some reason, it's not letting me join off of you.
Yeah, it's kind of weird like that. That's fun. Da-da-da-da.
I look at the others and say, "How is this going to help us?"
I look at Sora. How do you say his name?
Soho.
Soho. I look at Soho and I'll be like, how much?
I'll tell you what. If you can actually find this droid, the ship's paid off, and you can keep your money. We'll get you the ship and you keep all the rest of your money.
Ah, so you're asking us to find the droid and not the base because you said the base.
Well, apparently the droid's at the base. You have to find the base to find the droid. But
Wait,
it's a decommissioned base. There's no one there.
So the
So we-
troopers don't know where this base is?
So what he's telling you is it's a clone base. It's a secret hidden clone era base that they don't know exactly where it is. They know it's on Sarka, and they have high intelligence that this droid is still at this base.
Well, what have these troopers brought in? Because this sounds like I'm not opposed to doing this, but we better be smart about it.
Yeah, it
I mean-
sounds like heavy lifting.
And do
Oh
they
yes,
have-
yes.
Are we
So-
going to be running into them?
It's very possible that you will run into other stormtroopers. I want you to sneak out tonight in the night. I have a general idea of where the base might be. So no transport, anything like that. You have to sneak out by the cover of darkness. Locate this base and see what you can gather as far as intel.
And if we can get the droid, just get the droid and come back with it.
I don't even know if it's safe to bring the droid back here. But from what my contact was telling me, the droid himself has vital information. So maybe you can hide the droid somewhere else, or I'm not exactly sure what to do right now. This
How about
this is
we
happening very
locate this
fast.
Droid and take his memory banks and leave the body.
Damn.
Stone cold.
Well, I guess we'll
then
cross
the
that bridge
troopers
when we
don't
come
won't-
to
they
it.
won't know anything, you know. Like I look around. I'm like, well, what? Like,
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens when we find this thing.
So he gives you a general idea of a location where they think that where he thinks like his contact brought him the information and said they believe that the droid is in this area.
Okay, so I'm gonna be taking my toolkit then. I've got a toolkit, data pad, and a glow rod. That's
Okay.
what I got. Does he have a weapon I can borrow? Say, you got a blaster I can borrow? Feeling a little naked out here in the woods, especially with stormtroopers now.
Vero, yes, of
Right,
course.
Ragnar
So,
also-
oh, go ahead, Ragnar.
Ragnar owns the blaster.
He only has one. He pulls out like a heavily used like holdout blaster from behind the counter.
Okay. Okay, give it to him.
All right. Nope. I hate how this thing falls.
It's because of all the other pieces on the board.
Yeah, trying to
Ooh, you gonna be able to build this up?
maybe.
Oh.
Ooh,
Maybe.
boy.
Huh?
Knock it down. Knock it down.
Hello.
All right. So
Ragnar's AFK for a second.
do what?
He said he'd be right
Ragnar
back.
went AFK for
Okay.
a second.
I'll be back.
All right, I'm gonna lock it
Yeah,
down.
so just so the group knows, so Vero is like, I'm skilled in computers and mechanics, so as
Mhm.
well as, you know, I'm kind of a little bit of a negotiator, but
all right, let me get a
So
few little
just
things.
in general, there. I know you said this the other day, Wookie, but I don't have it written
Mhm.
down because all my
Mhm.
notes that I wrote down are gone. Are we supposed to have starting?
money
Well,
stuff?
besides my holdout pistol, something else.
Yeah, we
Okay,
got-
so yeah, you have a comlink, a backpack, 2 stem packs, and a glow rod.
Oh, we got stim packs too.
Yeah.
Cool. I actually budgeted my money to have the glow rod and everything, but I didn't put down stim packs or anything. But I did have enough to get stim packs, so I'll put them down.
I'm just going to try to build this up really quick. And
How does one get rid of strain, by the way?
most times it's just rest.
Well, rest,
All right.
or if you roll advantages,
Advantage can actually
advantages
negate
can
it.
remove them. Yeah,
All right.
just the same way threats can give you strain, advantages can take it away.
Mm,
But yeah,
Let's
rest otherwise.
what does this look like? Nope.
I think there's some
Would you
other
say
ways to do it.
glow stick or glow rod?
Glow rod.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Same old, same old. Actually, yeah, that'll work.
You guys saw those links to the PDFs, right?
Yeah, I still haven't pulled up.
Good.
Yep. I've got mine pulled up for my for the heavy talents as well as a weapons loadout for later for my fun toy whenever I get it.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So everybody like Soho like lets you know about this and everything, and he tells you that he said he doesn't know exactly what's going on here, and he said you may actually need some help with the droid. He knows like Vero. He knows that you're skilled with computers and everything as well, but he said you might need like an extra hand and everything. So he tells you that the dock in town could probably help you out in this situation. If nothing else, if you do run into trouble, stormtroopers, anything like that, he can definitely fix you up.
I was gonna say, do we know anything about him having some sort of a military background?
No, you do not. The
Okay.
only thing you know about Doc is he's been here longer than any of you, and he has the only clinic in town. And a lot of times you don't see him. He does it. He doesn't like actively run the clinic. He has like personnel that's in there helping with the clinic and all. He's there, but he's rarely like the face of the place by any means.
Okay. Hey,
So
Ragnar's back.
okay,
before we leave, can I kind of like jury rig or fabricate something that might be able to help us detect, like the same way now I hacked the stormtroopers comms. I'm wondering if I can fix something up that will help us detect stormtrooper comms like by direction and strength, so that while we're out there poking around in the jungle, I could have that up.
you wouldn't have that kind of like that would probably take more technology than what you have on hand right now.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to try to be
Is there
aware.
any way he can make a jammer?
No, definitely not. That's hey, that's probably even more skill than, or not skill, but that's probably more
Actually,
parts than
to
what.
jam, all I'd have to do is to create a signal on the same band that they're using, stronger than what their signal is. That's all you gotta do to jam.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So all I'd have to do is overpower. So if they're sending, their power is like 1 megahertz or whatever, whatever wattage it was. So all I have to do is just create a stronger signal that would wash theirs out. But we just need a bigger power source.
Or you just get a jar full of jelly and stuff it in their ear holes.
Exactly.
real quick.
Yeah. So that's a good idea. I like that idea. We'll have to see if we can do that if we need to. Maybe use can't take the vehicle, so we'll have to come up with a power source. Maybe this cloner base.
All right. So,
What about a blaster crystal?
so Doc, you stay at your clinic and everything, and
Yep.
you actually get a comm from Soho, and
Okay.
he tells you that you need to make your way over there. You actually don't even know what's going on because you like you said, you kind of like stay away from everything. You stay out the spotlight and all.
Yeah. And when the stormtroopers flooded in town, he sort of just disappeared.
Yeah, and he Soho's the one that actually informed you that they were there.
Yeah.
And he tells
So
you,
I might actually be over in Soho's complex already then, because that'd probably be more secure than my clinic. They might actually come knocking into the clinic.
okay, that's fine. So as Soho informs you of the dock and everything, on the other side of the room, a door opens up, and you see the dock actually come out of a room that's in the back of Soho's place there.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, I heard you guys could use some help.
Yeah, as long as you don't mind possibly mixing up some trouble with some stormtroopers. Hopefully not,
Sure.
but could happen.
Let's try to avoid those as best as
I
possible.
hope they try something.
All right, so I don't need any, like, you're not going to really need to sneak out because you all know this town way better than the stormtroopers would. So especially in the darkness, it would be easy to sneak out of the town. So you pretty much gather everything. So Vero, you took the holdout blaster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you take everything that you have with you. He tells you just to get there, figure out what's going on. What is this whole hidden base about? And let him know as soon as possible on what's going on. So you're going to be out of range for the comms to be able to reach back to him. I would, I didn't know if you thought maybe you could just calm him back or something, but you're going to be way out of range for that. So you make your way out of the village, sneaking away or sneaking around where the patrols are. Um, as you get out, you notice there's basically like two sides of the town. There's two entrances to the town. They have stormtroopers set up on each end. Like I said, about a dozen troopers there, and then they have roaming patrols of like 3 and 4 troopers around the streets and everything. It's probably about midnight right now. Uh, so Soho also like tells you, he goes, like I said, he told you just don't even worry about it. If you can get this droid, get him the information and everything, your ship's paid for. Like you'll have the ship. He'll make sure that you get the ship. All right. So as you make your way out of the town, kind of weaving around the stormtroopers and everything, you get out into the open jungle. Like I said, you know this place pretty well. You've came out here many times. It's not hard for you to track through the jungle, even though it's dark. Once you get away from you know you're away from any other like lights and everything from the town. You're able to like use your glow rods and make your way through the jungle. Um, by the time you actually arrive in the area that he believes this hangar is or this secret base is, it's early morning. The sun's coming up.
So
So
we've been going all night.
all
so
night.
6-8 hours.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. So once you actually like get to this area, you notice that it's a large kind of ravine, and there's like a or not really ravine. It's kind of a valley. On one side, there's more of a drop off, like sheer stone face. Everyone, give me perception rolls.
what's the difficulty?
This is going to be a difficulty 3.
No, that's
Okay. No, I'm gonna do good this time.
You can do it.
I can do it. Here we go.
I'm just gonna let them do it.
Holy crap! Oh, I got
My
triumph.
perception is garbage.
Oh,
Yeah, two success, 2 threat, and a triumph. But I got triumph, so that's awesome. So
Yep.
it's basically 3 successes.
Oh, 5 threats.
And
I don't know.
0
I don't
success.
see anything.
Well, I got
Nice.
2 failures. I got 2 failures.
Well, the good thing is like this is not like this ain't going to really hurt you from just like searching. So,
Mhm.
did everybody roll?
Give me something
I'm
juicy with
rolling
that
mine.
triumph.
0 successes, 2 threats for me.
Okay.
2 failures, 1 threat, and a triumph.
Nice, another triumph. I like it.
Did you get hold on. Did Ragnar roll?
Nice.
Yeah, I got the 5 threats.
Oh, okay. And Teak, what'd you roll?
He had to step away.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It's still it's plenty good enough. So, Vero, as you're scanning the rock face over here, everyone is like really like just kind of trying to feel out the area, see if you can see anything whatsoever. You spot just like the smallest little glint of light, like reflecting off of something on the stone face up there. So it's kind of a sheer face, and then it comes up to the cliffside, and then it's flat above it with the canopy of the trees kind of hanging over that. You can make your way up there, and not just that, you actually spot a easy way to make it up that hill. So it's looks really difficult, but your keen eye actually picked out like the best route to easily scale this cliffside to get up to the top of the cliff.
I think we're in business, boys. I
So-
Nice.
What,
Very nice.
point to
what are
it.
you talking about? Oh, I see it now. Yep. Old eyes and all. They're getting worn out.
So
Ragnar's looking, but he still hasn't seen anything.
I don't see shit.
so you actually
Shit.
you actually like your keen eye picked this up so well that you're not even going to have to roll to make it up this. Like you're going to be able to scale this easily, no problems. So that
No-
was actually a
no-
really good find.
No, my furry friend, not that direction, this direction. And I turned the Wookiee the other way. It's over there.
All right, let me see if I can find some characters for everybody. I guess we really don't have to have the characters because it's not going to be that serious of a thing right now. But I'll go ahead and just place this out here.
You just cloned C3PO a whole bunch of times.
There we go.
I don't like that you still got stormtroopers on the field.
Not gonna be
though.
that big a deal, he says, as he
And there's
as he
Vader.
forgets that there's a Mandalorian here that hates Imperials.
Right. Well, hopefully we're not
Right.
even going to run into these troopers.
Okay, so
Well-
so you make it to
Hopefully, he didn't fight in the Siege of Mandalore.
so you make it to the top of the cliffside, and you're walking down through there, and you actually see what looks to have been or what is doors, and it looks like hangar doors. There's two sets of them like recessed down into the earth here on this cliffside.
Mhm.
One of them is like barely open. There's like a crack in it. Do you want to try to peer down into it? When I say
Yeah.
like a crack, I mean the crack's maybe like a half a foot wide.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
look.
All right. So
Can I get? Can
what-
I do athletics check to see if I can push it open even further?
no, these doors are like probably a couple tons. Like they're huge. When I
While they are looking inside and stuff, I'm gonna look for any like control panels that I might be able to find on the outside of them.
okay, so Vero, you go over and you kind of peer down into the darkness below. Um, there's just enough light coming through above, like ambient light, that you see kind of the top of what appears to be a ship over here. So you just kind of see the outline of a ship. You notice one thing, that the ship is actually kind of setting at an angle, like the nose is setting off like to where the nose was almost like crash landed back down. And it's kind of setting nose down and angled to the right.
Okay. Does this tell me something that I'm not? Should I roll for?
You also see what appears to be like, you can't really see it, but you can't really tell what it is. You see these scorch marks, like you know it's not blaster marks, but you see these score marks on the top of the ship, as if something had cut the hatch away from the top of the ship. It like literally like burned the hatch open, cut the hatch open.
Well, that's not good.
Okay. So maybe this thing was trying to take off and something cut into it and it stopped it from taking off. Crashed back down.
All right, so Doc, give me a give me a separate perception check, difficulty 2. Because I know you said you were going to try to find like a access panel.
Yeah. One success, no advantages.
It takes you a little while, but you do find a panel. It looks heavily damaged and very like corroded from the jungle itself, but
Okay.
the other bad thing is it has no power to it.
Okay.
You might be able to rig something up, maybe using like either your hand comm or maybe even your light bar, just to get enough power to access the panel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my toolkit from my backpack and give it a shot here.
Okay.
Rig something up out of I'm gonna use the glow rod to try and rig up a power source.
Okay, so give me another roll with it's going to be one difficult, one challenged die.
Okay. See, I get the boost for the toolkit.
Yep.
I get 3 for my intellect, 1 for my thing. Alright, let's slam it. There you go. 0 successes, but 2 advantages.
All right. So you're trying to get everything. You look like you have all the wiring right. It's just not transferring the power.
Let me take a look at it.
Anybody else good with their hands? I think I got this right, but not wearing my glasses.
Is this mechanics check or computer check?
This would be computer.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
It's going to be one challenge, one difficulty.
I got 4 success and an advantage.
Nice.
Goddamn.
All right, so you sit down there and you're like, oh yeah, you were close, but you just got these two wires like crossed, and you just like wriggle them back around, and just a few seconds later, the board lights up. You have power to the panel. It's showing like flashing like an indicator light that the door is off, like it's not closing correctly, or was it closed correctly? You think there's enough there to maybe get the door to open just a little bit, but you know there's no way to open the door fully.
That's fine. Enough for us to get in there.
All right. So a few seconds later, you hear the grinding and screeching of metal behind you as the doors like start clanking and cranking open. You hear it click just a few times, then it finally just and it won't move anymore. It's just like stuck in place. As you get up and actually look back at the doors, they appear to be about 4 foot open, 4 foot wide open now. You can see the ship much better now, and it's not a pretty picture below. So it looks like the ship was trying to take off. It still has its landing gear down. Whatever it was dropped down on top of the ship from where you are. It looks like it dropped down, and then it cut the hatch open, and you can kind of see down inside of the ship there. Whatever it was made the ship like crash land back down into the hangar here.
How far of a drop would it be to drop down from where we are to the ship?
It's about 30 feet.
30 feet.
What are the
Anybody
walls-
bring some
This
rope?
thing, we
What are the
fashion a
walls
rope
made
or
of?
with cable or something from this facility.
Oh
What are
yeah,
the walls
yeah.
made of?
So all the walls and everything. So you can kind of see once you get enough light in there, you notice there's also like bay doors in the front, and there's bay doors on this side. So there's two hangars here. So this one's on this side. You can kind of see some what looks to be maybe crates or something on the far side over there. There's not another ship in there. And then there's the two front, and it's all like it's all steel in there, all metal, all the way around. So this is definitely a upscaled. You could call it more of an outpost. It's not really a base.
I have suction cup fingers and toes, so I can climb down if I need to.
He can, yeah, he can actually like crawl down to the walls.
Fucking Rhodians.
Goddamn spider monkeys.
Is there something we could fashion a rope with though, just to lower ourselves?
Yeah, yeah,
down?
you can like get some of the vine and all out of the trees around and start kind of making something. I would probably say a survival check on that.
All right. Who's got all the survival?
Don't fuck up.
I use my fingers.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and crawl down in there?
I'll try survival. I got.
Do I
What's
need
our
to roll for it?
difficulty on that?
Just two.
Okay.
What did you say, Teak?
Do I need to roll for that?
No, I'm gonna say with.
Nice.
Oh yeah, so you it takes you a little bit to find the resources and everything to get all the vines up. Teak, you actually like crawl down, and you're kind of like sitting down there, and by the time you get down there, like crawling all the way around, crawling down the walls and back to where the ship is, you hear the clink of a rope or of a vine rope hit the top of the ship. So they actually they fashion the rope pretty quickly. All right, so is everyone wanting to climb down, or is anybody wanting to stay up top?
Bueller.
Did we? Did we?
Bueller.
I don't think we need to have anybody up top, honestly.
Well, just asking.
What was that?
We did when I was gone. Did we run into stormtroopers or anything? Did we see stormtroopers?
No,
Did we make
no.
our way over here? Okay.
Just in the town.
Just
We
in the
haven't seen
town.
any. Yeah, we haven't seen any out in the jungle or anything. So they're probably just staying there checking people who are coming in.
All right. Well, that's what I'm good at. I'm good at spotting. Good at long range.
All right.
view. So I'll climb back up.
Okay.
But if the but yeah, and then all I
Okay.
got- all
So
I got is a
you'll
pistol.
You'll be our spotter, and everybody else can go in. Then sounds
I'll,
good.
I'll
Yeah,
be
and if-
Overwatch.
All right.
Okay. So Teak makes his way back up and stands guard as everyone else makes their way down the rope. When you get down, like I said, you notice that the ship has crash landed. You see like where something had plunged into basically into the hatch of the top of the ship and had sheared the metal off of it. So you see these giant scorch marks around the hatch. And then it drops down into the ship. As you peer down into the ship
Strange.
itself, you see clone bodies, like soldiers, just dead,
like,
like
this
laying
is
everywhere.
old, so there's just like barely
Bones and armor.
skeletons
Yeah,
left. Yeah.
yeah.
That's not good.
Well, it's a long time ago. Can't be that bad now.
So Ragnar,
Uh,
you actually know this ship. You've seen one of these ships before. You haven't really like been on one, but you know the ship as the NU class attack shuttle that several of the a lot of times it was used for covert operations by the clone soldiers, by clone troopers. You also notice the insignia on, or you notice like the armor of the clone troopers that's on board here. These were basically like advanced commandos. They normally would only deploy on certain missions, recon or stealth missions, highly classified missions, stuff like that.
This thing's been here for at least 20 years, though, right?
This thing has been here for
Uh,
over 20 years. Yes.
This thing's been here about as long as I have.
I'm gonna
Probably
look at
more.
Well,
Ragnar's
let's
gonna
poke
look at
around.
the rest. Ragnar's gonna look at the rest of the party and explain to them about the type of ship it was and the type of troopers that it usually carried and what it could have been there for.
All right. Do y'all want to go ahead and
I'm
climb down
sorry,
into the ship?
I don't speak Wookiee.
Well,
Gonna use hand gestures.
I can.
Oh,
I'll go check the ship's manifest and see what records I can find if you guys want to check the rest of the ship.
As I'm looking down, watching
Sure.
Wookiee explaining with his hands, I snicker because he looks like a dumbass.
Rob, give me a perception roll, please. Difficulty 2. Okay, so everyone wants to go ahead and enter down into the ship here and take a look around.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna
Rob,
search cargo bays first. I'm gonna check like cargo bays, weapon bays,
Yeah, Rob is
stuff where
too.
you might store a droid.
Okay, so you make your way down onto the ship here, and you're kind of like center main deck of the ship. So you have like the cargo back behind you, below you, main
Right.
deck, and then like living quarters or sleeping quarters and everything is off to the right. Up ahead of you,
Gotcha.
you see like to the left is basically like a small med bay. Right above, like right in front of that, you see the weapons lockers for where the clones stored weapons and everything. The locker itself was open. It looked like it was open like hastily. You count 6 bodies on the floor here.
Okay.
On the opposite side of where the clone locker is, you see this giant metal, like encase, like box encasing. And then further up, you can actually see where the pilot was. You see a giant like burn hole through the back of the pilot seat, and you
Okay.
see where the trooper had like slumped forward.
The box that is next to the weapon locker, does it have any damage on it?
Yes, you actually, as you peer down through there, you haven't went down the hall or anything.
Yeah.
Everybody still like just got into the ship. As you look down, you see this giant box, and you see the same thing, kind of like that went through the seat of the pilot. You see this burn hole, and it just like melted the metal around it all the way through. Like it went into the front of the box there.
Does
I'm
it
gonna
look
check that. I'm gonna check that out first because you're not gonna stab some arc welder through a box if there's not something important in it. So I'm gonna check that first.
Okay, is everyone going to go ahead and advance up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Hex is going to use.
My blaster's out though at this.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you start walking up, and Ragnar, you see what's actually in the box. Like you all see it, but you know you know what this is, and it terrifies you. You have never seen one of these in the flesh, but you know exactly what it is. What you
HK unit.
No, not an HK unit. What you are
Good
staring
morning, meat bags.
What you are staring at is an ST series super tactical droid used by the
What?
Separatist army.
ST
Mainly,
super tactical.
yes. This was Dooku's some of Dooku's most like prized commanding droids, known for their like gruesome tactics and super intelligent.
I'm gonna
Well,
like.
looks like we found the droid, boys. Looks like
Mhm.
you got a hole in it though.
Yeah, you see a hole basically like straight through the chassis, the center chassis of the droid. Of course, the droid's powered down, and everything on the ship is powered down as well. Um, do you? So, Vera, you want to go on up and kind of check the cockpit and see what you can gather, or do you want to find, look at the droid a little bit more, kind of study this droid?
Well, we're here for droids, so I think we'll check the droid first.
Okay. So,
Ragnar's,
And the Wookiee was trying to talk. What were you gonna say, bud?
Ragnar's gonna explain to everybody, at least the ones that understand him, and use hand gestures to other ones to tell them that it's very dangerous and that they might not want to get too close to it because it can really mess you up.
it's not so much.
I knock on its forehead with my metallic arm. Ding, ding, ding.
I
It's
just
off,
posted a
buddy. It's
picture of it.
off.
It's not so much that it's dangerous as far as like combat dangerous. They were, like I said, very smart and very tactical. So they led a lot of Dooku's armies. They kept top level secrets, security, everything like that. So you see where you can possibly get to the even though with it being in the box, you can probably get to the access port of this droid
Okay.
and try to pull data off of it, or see what you can find about this droid.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you got your notepad there, you want to go ahead and hook it up and see what you can pull off.
Yep.
All right, give me a computers check, please. Difficulty
What's the
2.
difficulty 2? All right.
Yes, sir.
Ragnar's gonna turn around and check the weapons locker while he's doing all that.
Two
Like I
success,
said,
2 advantage, and a triumph.
holy crap. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
So you pull up all the diagnostics records, everything. You see stuff that is blowing your mind. It's not really
Capiel.
that, but here's the thing. So this droid, its memory has been erased. It
Huh.
doesn't it does not. So
So that doesn't help us,
hold on.
I guess. But we're
There's
getting paid for the droid, so nobody said anything about the memory.
hold on. There's certain things there. Like there's little tidbits of stuff. So pretty much what you're pulling up is like there's partial coordinates, and you're seeing something about uh like a ship and a weapons manifest, something about experimental blasters for the
Oh.
separatists.
Hmm.
So it was something. There's a lot of like broken sentences in there. Something about the captain of the ship had to scuttle the ship to keep it
So
from falling into the
might be
hands
able to
of the clone
recover
soldiers.
this information with like some further computer checks or mechanics check repairing it.
Well, here's the other really key thing: is you see that the droid himself knows like he was formerly mastered to Dooku. All that's gone. So he's aware of what Dooku is, who Dooku is, but he has no master now. He is completely wiped. He's still
Well,
super intelligent, but he does not
program
have.
in that I'm gonna add that I'm the master then.
You can do that with what you rolled. Definitely, you could get that programming in. Okay, and you don't have to have a restraining bolt or anything. Holy crap! Like your roll was epic.
Fuck.
Don't worry, buddy.
So,
Well, yeah,
are we gonna
yeah.
have to
So,
turn this
This
thing
is
back
to get
on,
you out of
or
there.
so,
Yeah, I
so
think-
Hetz, you
I
don't have
thought
to
of it
like go.
yesterday. I said there's a lot of information here,
You don't have to
so
go
much
around and call
broken
him
up.
master.
They
But I
already
think-
find me?
Yeah, they
But I
found you.
think that, I
I
think
was
that
taking
we
a
can.
leak.
Okay, so Hetz basically what he did is he had a data pad and he rolled it out to basically hook his data pad up. Dude, he rolled 2 successes, 2 advantages, and a triumph. So he literally pulled all the information off, found that you had you were master to no one. You know who Dooku is, but you're not master to him, and basically wrote in that you are now mastered to Vero. So
Was I incapacitated at the time?
yeah,
or-
you're turned off. You're not even
Okay,
functional right now.
okay.
You have
Yeah,
no say in the matter, good sir.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so
Well,
when your systems,
I've been like practicing how I was gonna like talk to you guys when you found me.
well, they
That's-
complete.
You're not woke up yet. You can still
Yeah.
do that once we wake you up.
Yeah, so-
you've taken a lightsaber to the chest, buddy. We're trying to figure out how to turn you back on first.
Oh my
So-
God,
so
you-
essentially-
I wasn't even thinking that it was a lightsaber. You're right.
I've been rolling like a goddamn chief all night.
Well, my guy being a soldier medic said an arc welder because that was the only thing he could think of that would do it, but it's probably a lightsaber to be fair.
Damn.
Out of character.
So
So
I think that this thing has enough in it that we can't just take it apart. We gotta take it with us. But I'm gonna try to repair it so it'll follow us and do what we want.
Yeah.
So
I'll
yes,
give you,
now-
I'll give you a hand with that.
oh, and his actual signing is ST-C9.
STC9.
Yes.
You see that?
So now, Hetz, when you actually do power up, you're going to recognize Vero as your master. So you will follow his commands. Now you still have your own thoughts and everything. You still can say what you want, but you are mastered to Vero. But there's no way you don't have the components, you don't have everything to fix him. It's going to take some time.
Mm.
Like you can probably power him up and he can speak, but a lot of his functions are going to be down right now. You're going to have to do some repairs.
If we get him back to Soho's, he's got some parts and stuff we could probably work on him there with. But before we do, I want to go check out this med bay for a minute if y'all are cool with that.
Yeah.
And see if there's anything I can salvage from in there for the shop.
Maybe
I
Can
calm
it-
down and ask what's going on.
Can I,
we
Well-
found a robot.
Gotcha.
The Rubits.
considering what kind of ship this is there by any chance would I be able to find an armory on board?
So that's what I said. There was a weapons locker there. The weapons locker was emptied out. Pretty
Damn
much
it.
all of the weapons that's on board that the troopers had has been destroyed by whatever was attacking them.
Hmm.
So you're seeing like blaster rifles and stuff like cut in half. So once you actually go up, do you want to go ahead and go up and check the pilot seat and everything, the pilot bay, and yeah, do you want to actually go up and check the?
I'll go up and check that while they're trying to fix the droid.
Okay, so basically, it looks like the pilot when he was killed, he hit like the emergency shut off and shut the entire ship off, like just shut it down. Once you look out like toward the back of the ship, you do notice that the cargo bay in the very back, like it's kind of an open area here, and then it looks out over the cargo bay. The cargo bay ramp is down, and the doors are open to the back of the ship. So whatever done this had opened up the back of the ship as well, so you can go out the back and take a look as well.
Ragnar's gonna walk out the back and start looking around the immediate area of the ship.
Okay, so once you exit off the ship, you notice something that's kind of unique. You see these the same kind of burns that's on the top of the ship. You see 2 of them running parallel to each other, leaving the ramp of the ship, walking over to the steps, and going up the steps. You actually see like burn marks on the steps as they go up. You also see like a dead trooper that's on the steps over here, and you see another one that's like slumped on the console. So this is actually like a tower. There's glass across here, but you can see the console inside, and you see like the top of a trooper's helmet slumped over the top of the console upstairs.
Well, I'm gonna holler at the other guys and tell them I'm gonna go check it out, and I'm gonna go start searching the bodies at the console and on the stairs.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
follow with him so he's not going out there alone.
Okay.
I tell Ragnar, say, isn't that weird that these clone troopers would be with a separatist robot?
Like I said, his memory and all has been wiped. And something that is also popping up that you see is it's actually giving you information on. It's not giving you full information, but it is giving you a little bit of information on who wiped or who had a hand in wiping his memory. So this was done on. Did I not write that down? Crap! I don't think I actually wrote it down. There it is. I'm gonna butcher this. I'm just gonna spell it out. Kuat.
Kuat.
Quat.
Kuat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it once I heard it, but yeah. So it was done on Quat,
Kuwati
and
shipyards.
yeah, Quati shipyards. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's where it had happened, and the only thing you have is it was done by a man named Helitz.
Okay.
All right.
What is in the med bay of this ship? That's where I'm going next.
So you see a lot of like really old, dusty, like spider web covered medical equipment. There is a bat to tank here, and it's
Okay.
dried up, but
Okay.
there is a bat to tank.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it. Like there's medical supplies, but a lot of it would have to be kind of looked
Yeah,
over. And
it's probably all out of date and not useful.
all right,
And
hold on, guys. I have been holding this in. I've got to run to the restroom. I'll be right back.
right on.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that we could probably confirm that Wookiee is like the highest IT tech in the planets with those roles. going on
With
on
those
it.
rolls, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely lucked out on some of those rolls.
Like for the last hour, I've been like practicing like okay, how do I want to do this droid's voice? What do I want to say when you guys find me? What do I want to say when I power up? And now that
Eat
all
lead
changed,
suckers.
that's all
Beady beady
changed.
beat. Well,
No,
you still
I
have
know what I'm gonna do now. I know what I'm gonna do now.
The correct response is die meat bags.
yeah.
Ash kind of went over with me with like how this droid is, so
Nice.
got a little bit of intel on like how he is.
I just want to get you ambulatory so you can follow us out of here.
Yeah, I don't think. I think we're gonna have to backpack him out. We don't unless we strip the ship.
Strap me
'Cause
to
we
the
could strip the
Wookiees.
ship.
Strap me to the Wookiee's back.
We could probably strip the ship of parts.
All right there,
to fix
C-3PO.
him,
Then you're gonna complain about the Wookiee doing things.
but in theory, from the damage that it sounds like the ship took, we might actually be able to just repair this ship and take this ship
Agreed.
over time.
It would be great in this sense. It's a covert ship. We might even be able to stay undetected from the troopers.
Okay, guys, I'm
Yeah.
back.
Wonder what.
Welcome back.
So-
Who was checking the cockpit?
I looked in there, but once we
Oh, okay.
there really wasn't anything there, and I walked out with the Wookiee to go check the tower.
What I was
So,
gonna say is we need
Ash-
to check what kind of weapons this thing is equipped with.
So Ash, yeah, we're
Yes.
thinking is we of course we gotta get the droid up and going as much as we can, but also check the ship, see if we could actually use it.
Okay, so yeah, you want to go up and check the records and everything, or check
those
check the
guys.
ship out. So the ship itself was powered down. So you can power the ship up. It still has like everything is still functioning. It does have damages and would need to be repaired before making space flight. But the ship could actually fly out of the hangar in the condition that it is. It just can't make space flight. It would have to be
So
repaired.
We don't want to take it out of here before we get rid of those stormtroopers back in town first. So
Yeah, because that'd be a big red flag. That
yeah,
we have
if we can't get it into space, there's no point.
Um. Oh, so Teak, did you give me
I
uh?
did.
Okay.
I did. So I got um one success with two disadvantage.
Okay. All right. So you almost miss it just because you're like you're really focusing in and kind of searching the area and just scanning everything. But you almost like overlook it for a second, and then you see it like off in the distance. You see two ships, or actually, you see a ship with two TIE fighters accompanying it.
Oh shit.
The ship comes down, and when I say like it's not close, this is probably like a good 7-8 miles away.
So what it was is when the Wookiee was walking out of the back of the ship, and I was trying to throw rocks and hit him in the head. I just happened to see these ships landing at the time. I got
Well, it's not really landing. So
Oh.
you see one ship kind of go down, get low to the ground. It stays there for just a short period of time, and then it lifts back up and takes off. Um,
Oh shit. You know what
the
that is?
so the ship and the two TIE fighters actually take back off and return back up to atmosphere. A short time later, you actually can see trees swaying where the ship was.
So I calmed down and tell everybody, "Yo, we got company. Probably got some walkers."
Oh boy.
It's time to go.
How big is
Okay,
this planet?
it's pretty decent size. I mean, it's not like a tiny planet or anything, but
I do have an idea of how we could jury rig this droid though and get it out of here pretty quickly. You said there's a comm panel outside, right? That there was a
oh,
trooper
okay.
slumped
Oh,
over.
hold on. Now, with this harness and everything, with what what the droid's actually in, you will not be able to get this harness to unlock unless you have the ship powered up.
Well, let's power the ship up then.
Okay.
I'm like, is there another settlement besides the one we started from here?
So there's essentially like three settlements on the planet, and there's another one that's like the next closest one is just by if you travel by even like the wheeled vehicle that you were in would take about 6 days to get to.
It'll take us about a day in a ship.
I think we're gonna
No,
fly
it
this
would take
thing
you a
out of
couple
here.
hours.
Yeah, I think we're taking this thing out of here. We're just gonna have to fly it really low in the
Yep.
canopy.
Not a problem.
Okay, so Ragnar, were
Yeah.
you actually wanting to continue upstairs and check this place out?
Yes, I was wanting to go over and check the
Okay.
interior and the panel.
Okay, so you get up to the top and you see like the door was shut and you see the door was actually cut open with whatever weapon was used. So it literally like melted the steel or melted the metal from the center of the door and basically cut up a slice in the door and was pushed open.
Now, seeing as I was in the Clone Wars and I fought with the Jedi, would I recognize that as lightsaber burns?
You believe you're pretty confident that's what it was. That this was the use of a lightsaber. Yes.
Okay, well, we're going to try to get in, and I'm going to let the one with me know that, hey, there was a Jedi here or a Sith here at one time.
So once you actually get inside, you notice that
boy.
there's only one soldier, and like I said, he's kind of slumped over the console up here. You also notice behind him there is another weapons locker that is secure locked.
I use my brute strength and open it, bust the lock.
You're not going to be able to bust that lock. You're going to have somebody to pick it.
Skullduggery.
Did you just say there could be a Sith here?
Well, 20 plus years ago.
I don't like it.
User of some type.
Okay, so you go up and you get the power on the ship started up. You check all the systems and everything. You notice that the transponder and everything, you're getting the readings out of the ship. So this was Pathfinder 141.
Pathfinder dash 141.
Yes. That was what this ship is registered under, or that's the transponder under this ship.
Does this control panel activate the weapons locker?
No, it does
Like-
not. And so the whole facility, there is no power in the facility whatsoever. You basically, once you actually get up there, you see where the trooper made it back to the console, and you see his hand up on like several buttons of the console. So you don't know exactly what happened, but it doesn't look good. Like there's serious things that had happened here.
Is there any way I could shoot the weapons locker open?
No, you like you okay, so you believe if you can get the console back working, you can probably open the locker and probably open the hangar bay on the front. So
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
going
and if we want to get this ship out of here, either way, we got to get power to the facility.
Hey, yo, Wookie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm, I'm gonna run back down the stairs, go in the ship, and grab our IT guy and just like motion for him, just halfway drag him
IT guy.
to
our
the,
IT guy.
front panel.
You try to go get the main power working. I'll see if I can't rig up something to get this ship out of here.
So
All
I'm
right,
listening to
sounds
what
good.
you guys are talking about and stuff like that, and I'm sitting there going, "Yo,
Oh, thank you,
Ragnar,
Electric. I appreciate the follow. Welcome on in.
yo, Ragnar. Places like this back in the Clone Wars, they didn't have self destructs, did they?
Not that I know of.
No, you would know. Like any a lot of the bases did have self destruct systems. Yes.
Motherfucker.
Yes, they do.
I'm gonna go down to the engine
I
room.
think it would be
where
better.
Chris, and
I-
see if I can't get the ship on.
It would be cool though if they never knew
It's
we were
just a
here.
thought. Let's see if this piece of this bucket of bolts will actually fly before we start pressing any buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
And
sure
the
that we can get out of here.
Do I notice that the tree movement is coming in my direction?
No. It's not coming toward your direction, but you just see like the trees swaying,
moving.
as in they're like you would recognize this probably as more of
Something
like
is large.
a scouting, like they're just scouting the area.
It's probably an ATST.
Yeah,
And like I said, I mean this is also like 7 miles away from you. It's
Mhm.
not anywhere like close up on you. But
Okay,
for,
We
so
still
we're,
need to get out of here.
but I'm still making a perception that hey, we still got time.
oh, you got time. You probably got a few hours, but
Oh,
you
okay.
probably wouldn't want to push your luck past a couple of hours.
All right.
And so what time of day is it right now then?
Um,
'Cause I'm hoping that we can
It's-
get out of here under the cover of twilight or darkness.
well, remember you just got there at sunup, so it's still really early.
Okay.
I say
You're probably about mid morning right now. You're probably
I
around
mean,
9 o'clock,
this
9,
ship
10
is
o'clock.
usually used for stealth missions, according to what the Wookiee was waving his hands around about. Or at least that's what I got from it anyway. Maybe it's got
Yeah.
a cloaking device on it.
I
Let's
say
see if
we
we can't get it started up.
yeah, I say we grab this ship and we blow this one off. Oh, excuse me, this place up, so the troopers they won't even have a chance to even look in here.
Sounds good to me. Let's make sure this bucket of bolts actually moves, though.
All right. While you guys are doing that,
I
I'll
think
get
she'll
back in
move.
the-
Okay.
I mean, we
So
still need to get the power. We still
so
need to
he-
get power to the base so we can open the doors.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
he won.
so who's on the ship? Who's working on the ship?
So Doc will take try to get the ship powered up, and I think Vero's gonna go try and get the
Okay.
main base
So
powered up.
so Doc, you're working on the ship. You're going through system checks and everything. You're getting all kinds of like warning lights because of oil breach, and you're getting like indication that the landing gear is damaged, and but the
I
engines
already know
themselves.
this, you bucket of bolts. I just want to fly in the atmosphere, not in space. Shut the up.
So you're like sitting there, and you're. So who else is on board? So Vin, you're still on board, right? Or did Vin get off?
I
I think
thought Vin I thought Vin went outside with.
Okay, he may have. So
the actual-
you just like hear echoes of him yelling through the ship, and it's like echoing out because this is just one big open area. You hear him like yelling at the ship, and all of a sudden you hear him like kicking the console, like the bottom of the console panel, and all of a sudden you like hear the engines start powering up. So he does the ship does come to life. You actually have turbine ignition and everything. The ships are starting up.
Nice.
Got it.
So Vero, you get up here to the console, and you notice that everything was shut down. Um, you also notice like over here coming out the side of it, there's like this giant cable. I don't have anything. I guess I could just stick something on there, but there's you have like a giant power cable that runs out. I could have stuck another container over there, but there's like a generator over here in this area.
So head over to the generator.
Yeah, it seems like that's the only place that you might be able to get power from, but the main base power is down. Like you're not going to
Okay.
get anything out of it.
Yeah. So we'll check that generator out.
All right, so
If
you
not,
go
we
over.
might just run a power cable from the ship if there's somehow we jerk.
Right.
Necessary.
Well, no, you go over and you start taking a look at this generator and everything, and you believe like you can probably get the generator to work.
Okay.
Just need a little TLC. So give me a mechanics check on the generator.
What difficulty?
We're going to do a difficulty 3 on this.
Difficulty 3. Okay.
So after I get the ship's engines started booting up, I'm gonna start dragging these dead bodies out to the cargo bay and dumping them out the back. We don't need this shit on here.
Yeah. One success and an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just armor and bones, so they're probably just like falling apart.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you like start dragging one and it comes apart at like the torso, at the bottom of the torso, and you're like, ugh.
Ribs falling out of it.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, it takes you just a little bit of time. Probably takes you about 15 minutes, but you manage to get the generator fired up. It starts up, and then as soon as it starts up, the overhead lighting comes on, and you hear the console start beeping upstairs.
Well, let's go check out the console.
I'm using that. I'm just kind of looking at the console.
So you see where it's actually displaying that self-destruct sequence have been aborted.
Oh, they say started.
No, aborted.
Okay.
So
Right.
what appears to have happened, you see a giant like burn mark in the side of this trooper's armor. So you think whoever attacked this base probably set the self-destruct to cover their tracks, but the trooper survived long enough just to shut the self-destruct off.
Can I point
All right.
to the Ragnar points at the weapons locker and is like, "Hey, come on, we might need to open this up, especially if we got trouble coming."
Yeah. So let's see if we can get that open.
All
And
right.
I've got an idea for this self-destruct. Might be able to actually set it so when the troopers find it, it'll blow them up inside of here.
All right, so you get on and you start working the panels, going through the systems and everything. You do find the weapons locker. It is access coded, so give me a computer check difficulty 2 to try to break the computer, the coding. Going to try to break into it.
And you said 15 minutes has passed since he's jury-rigged the generator.
3
Yes.
success and an advantage.
Was that
Awesome.
enough time to?
Yeah.
to
Did
take
you
all
heal
the
that
bodies
string?
out?
Yeah, you got all the bodies out of the ship.
Okay, I'm gonna now that the power's on, I'm gonna go see if I can't unlock the restraining harness around this droid.
Okay, give me a mechanics roll difficulty 3. All right.
Okay.
So Vero, you get in there and you make quick work of the systems. You go through, check off a bunch of things, go back, block out. You bust right through the access codes. You hear as the weapons locker unlocks behind you. Inside of the weapons locker,
Successes, 1 advantage on the droid whenever you get to it.
3 successes, 1 advantage. Okay. You hear the weapons locker open, and so Ragnar, you're standing right there. Do you go ahead and open up the weapons locker?
Yeah, well, I'm
Let's
look
take a
at it
look.
and make sure it ain't booby trapped, and then open her on up.
No,
And
it's not booby trapped
yeah,
or anything.
I'll turn around and walk over as he's opening it.
Okay, so inside the weapons locker, you find a DC-15A blaster rifle, a DC-15S blaster carbine, and a DC-17 blaster pistol. Also, you find 3 stun grenades and 2 fragmentation grenades.
Wait, what was the pistol?
It's a DC-17 blaster pistol.
17. 3
Um,
stun and
3 stun and 2 frag.
2 fag.
Ragnar, you recognize this as all being standard issue equipment for clone troopers.
Pistol.
So I'll clear out the weapons locker and take it on the ship.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
can
so
sort it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
so the weapons locker on the ship, you can store it into there, but that's pretty much everything that was in that weapons locker. So
Yeah, I'll grab all the extra power packs, even if they're depleted right now. We can at least use them later.
I'm gonna grab everything and store it on the ship.
yeah,
Yeah,
so you want to
I'll
do
help
you
with
want to try to like salvage some of
whatever.
the stuff off of like some of the clone troopers weapons that's been destroyed, like power packs or anything that you can get off of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
parts.
so yeah, if you want to do that, Vero, just give me another like mechanics check, just difficulty 2, just to kind of go around and see what you can salvage out of that, and I'll let you know. Okay, so back on the ship. So Doc, you're working on getting the droid out of this restraint system that's on the ship. Um, it takes you a little bit. It's not too awful long, and you figure out that you get the buckles off the side. Everything it like depressurizes, and then you lift the harness, and you do see the giant wound through the center of the torso of this droid. When you actually like release the harness, he kind of slumps over and almost falls to the ground there.
Okay. I'll catch the droid to keep it from falling over, and I'll actually take it into the med bay and put it on one of the medical tables and strap it down
Okay.
for when we're flying, so it doesn't get knocked around. But this will also let me work on it while we're
Now
physically flying.
he is tall, so once you get him in there, you notice like he almost outstretches the table. He barely fits
That's
on
fine.
it. But
I just
yeah,
need him
no,
strapped down.
I was just telling you like how like tall he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get him in there. You get the droid strapped down to the table. You once you do this, you actually hear beeps coming from the console or from the cockpit of the ship, and it's just indicating, it's letting you know that the ship itself, engines is primed, warmed up, everything is good, all systems are checking out, other than the obvious things that I told you about a while ago.
Right.
You
I'll calm all of that. I'll calm all of that. Calm. There we go. Fucking all of that information to the other people in the group, and let them know that the ship does seem able to fly. Obviously, we can't go into space because we have hull breaches and stuff, but we should be able to get out of here if you guys got the doors open and stuff.
Yep.
I'm no pilot, but I got the droid out of the box, and I'm gonna try and start working on getting him up and running so we can see if there's anything else that he might know that you didn't pull out of his head.
okay?
So-
Vero, what'd you roll?
2 advantage to a success.
Okay, so yeah, now pretty much all the time has elapsed so far. Y'all have been in here, I would say, about an hour now since he saw the movement in the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So going through, you managed to get like an additional like 4 power packs, um, some circuits and stuff like that, some like minor parts for repairs on some of the other blasters. So I would say you probably got enough to repair 2 or 3 these blasters 2 or 3 times if something happened to them.
Okay.
Can Ragnar? He's gonna go over and check these crates and see if he can bust them open and see if there's anything in them.
All right, so you go over and take a look at the crates, and what you actually see on the side of the crates, these were just food storage crates. So when you get close to them, it's like you don't know whatever was in it, but you sure that it is long past expired.
Break it open just in case it's like an M3 and it's good for 20
Alright,
years.
so just asking, it sounds like you guys got through the ships on, all that. you said there was 2 other hangar doors. Have we turned the power onto the facility yet?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the power
Power's
is
on.
up. Yeah.
And then the 2 doors open up? Are they capable of opening up?
So okay, so there's 2 front doors on the front of the bay, or 2 on the front of the facing, and then there's the one above it, and then there's one above the crates over here. So there's a total of 4. There's 2 above, and then there's 2 in front. So the one that you would be able to open is this front one here to take the ship out straight instead of
Mhm.
flying upward. But yeah,
Which is
that
probably
one,
better anyway.
yeah, that one you would be able to take off from there. So
So
you
I
asked a while ago. Let me actually get this up real quick, and
Uh-huh.
just kind of go over this real fast. So Doc, I think you said it a while ago. You were kind of looking over the weapon systems and everything of the ship, or somebody was saying that. So
I asked what kind of weapons it had.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they were checking to see what the weaponry was that the ship is armed with.
Okay, I got you. So once you have everything up, it does indicate that there's 2 different weapon systems on it. So you have a 2 forward mountain twin light laser cannons that's mounted on the bottom of the ship. Those have been damaged when it crash landed. And then on the nose of the ship is forward mounted twin heavy laser cannons.
Are those like in a ball turret, or are they
Um,
just
the
forward?
Just
the
pilot controlled.
so there's the pilot, and then there's the gunner. So there is a gunner position on the ship. The forward mounted twin light lasers are turreted, and the heavy cannons are on the nose. So those are only forward.
You
So
said light lasers destroyed, right?
they're not destroyed. They're just damaged. So they're turreted to. So, so yeah, so you've got forward, aft, or forward port and starboard on the light lasers. You just don't have aft, so you have no rear facing weapons.
We can install rear-facing weapons later. I sent you a message on Discord, Ash. If you could respond to that
Okay.
for me, that'd be great.
So
So
is this
guys,
just one room facility?
well, there's a whole facility. I think this is just the hangar part to it.
Yeah, so
It's
that's what I'm
probably
saying.
not a very big facility.
Where's the door that goes to the rest of the facility? Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
This
Gotta
this
be
is the
there.
whole facility. Like this
Oh,
is
this is
everything.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Oh, so those crates
essentially,
over there is the rest of what's here.
yeah. So you do have, okay. I take that back. There is another room on this side of the ship, on the right hand side of the ship, or no, it'd be the left hand side of the ship. There's like the barracks and everything, and mess hall, but that's it. Like there's really nothing here. This was a very minimal base, or it wasn't even really a base. It was like a forward outpost. But yeah,
Yeah, it
so
sounds more like just a place where they were hiding chip until they needed to take that droid somewhere. That's what it sounds like to me. Just a
Mhm.
landing place.
Yeah.
What?
Cool.
Wookie, your character's name is Vero, right?
Yeah, Vera.
That's all I need to know.
That's right, baby. You, me.
You my
Dynamic
dad.
duo. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you. I'm a mechanic. Well, so's Doc, surprisingly. He's like the perfect cleric. He can
Yep.
fix machines and people.
That was the intent when I made the character.
Yeah, but you master roll that shit. God damn it.
So guys, I got an idea.
Change my whole
right.
change my whole concept.
oh,
Got an
Wookie, I just read your message in Discord since you said that. I realized I actually found that out today. I did not know
Yeah.
that until today.
That's fine. I'll
So,
show you deal with it
What?
later.
It might
Um,
not work, but I have a plan.
So
I have a plan as well for the self-destruct, but we'll hear yours.
So essentially, I'll just go over this real quick with everybody. So when we made the characters and everything, I told you like you got a automatic rank in each of the ones that you were skilled in. I was wrong. You only pick 4 of the ones that you're skilled in, and you get a rank in those. So
Oh.
Yeah,
Four,
right
well,
now
4 for your career, and then 2 for your
two.
specialization.
Yeah, 2 for your specialization. That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
but I mean,
So, yeah,
don't worry about it right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I might even leave it that way and just kind of work it through the experience anyway, because instead of just changing everything back around,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it later. I'll figure
Sure.
that out. But
I
Either way,
figured it wasn't that important to deal with right now.
yeah,
Um,
so like all this area over here is just essentially like mess hall, barracks, and stuff like that. There wouldn't be anything else really notable about this place.
So after I clear the food stores, I can go search the barracks just in case for anything.
Okay, I mean, like I said, so you get the food crates not open, and essentially like when you actually bust it open, this giant plume of something, some kind of like dusty looking material, floats and wafts up into the air. Um, let's see. Give me a
Is this the Wookiee activating the Ewok trap?
yes.
Yes.
No, don't touch it.
God,
Wookiee,
what was that?
Chewbacca, don't do it.
I can't remember. Resilience. Give me a resilience roll. Difficulty 2. Okay, so you're going to take 2 strain from this. All of a sudden, you hear the Wookiee, and it's the oddest sound. You hear a Wookiee like sneezing, and it's echoing through here.
Oof.
Woof, woof. It is like one of the most weird. You almost think that it's a Wookiee mating call by the way he sounds, or something like something strange.
I'm asking, what the hell is that noise?
Oh Jesus.
What the heck is going on over there?
if
Just
you
a
actually, anyone that looks over there, you just see this giant like kind of milkishy looking cloud of, you don't know what it is, floating in the air, and you see this Wookiee like covered in this like dust, and he's just sneezing through it.
nice.
That's what you get for trying to eat the fucking old stuff. And I
Could have been
chuckle.
MRE.
I chuckle and walk away from the opening up top.
Yeah. So anyway, I have a plan.
Yes,
It might
go
not
ahead.
work. It might not work, but I might could get the stormtroopers to leave the town.
Well, if that doesn't work, I was thinking that what we could do is we could rig it up so that the self-destruct for this facility will go off, that they'll trigger it when they come in, but I'll hide the fact that it's counting down, like take any warning that the self-destruct is actually counting down, so
Yeah,
that
I mean
these
that
guys
might
are in here, they're
take
looking
out the
for it.
guys who are coming, but the ones back in our our village, I'm thinking I might could be able to get them to leave.
How
Okay.
so?
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
You know
Okay.
a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah.
When you say get them to leave, you mean get them to leave where they don't report back that they need to send more of them?
Yeah, get them to leave peacefully.
Okay. Well, in that
And
case,
what, are
we
we
might not
just
want to
supposed to-
self-destruct this facility.
We're supposed to just trust you in this? You think you can do it, or you know you can do it?
The information I have is a little outdated, but stormtroopers tend to not change things.
Teak, give me another perception roll up top. Difficulty 2.
Oh, sweet.
Oh boy.
We got a lot of time, guys. A lot of
Okay.
time.
So, as he's like making fun of the Wookiee yelling at him, sneezing out of the dust cloud, everyone, like the Rhodian, doesn't even pay attention and hear it. You hear, "Ooh." over the top of where you are. Everyone else can kind of see through the gap above you that you had just been passed over by 2 TIE fighters.
What the?
Get yo, get
Good
those
looking out
motors.
there, bud.
Go get those motors warm. I'm coming down.
Time to fucking go.
Set the self-destruct. Let's roll.
Self-destruct this thing and let's get out of here. I climb down
Okay.
because it's obvious they saw me. Like I know they saw me, right?
Yeah, you feel like so you make it around to the bay, or you make it around to the other side of the bay where you're going to start climbing down. As you look out, you actually see them go out over the jungle bank, and it looks like they're starting to turn back around.
Oh boy.
Okay, I have something to send you in Discord real quick.
Like,
Okay.
did we just see a real one? I think we just saw one.
Something tells me we haven't got long here.
Ragnar's gonna sneeze his way over to the ship.
Everybody on board. Okay, so who wants to get the console to open up the doors?
I'm up there already, so
Okay. So whatever you want to try to do, if you want to try to rig it to blow up at a later time, you need to do it now.
yeah, do it.
All right,
So
give me
basically just Mhm.
give me a computer check difficulty 3.
Okay. Yeah, so basically make it so that it's not going to let them know that it's counting down, but that it will. And just make it as soon as the system is powered up. All right. 2 success and a threat.
Okay, so you're scrambling, you're rushing, so you're going to take a strain from it, but you get everything set.
Okay.
It takes a little bit longer than you really want to, but soon as the ship, like the ship's buffered, it's ready to go. You hit it, the doors finally start like creaking and sliding open up front. It's a little bit slow, and you want to go ahead and make your way over to the ship, right?
Oh hell yeah.
As
Run.
you're running down the steps, you look up and out across the jungle, you see the 2 TIE fighters screaming across the jungle toward the base here.
Hope those guns are working on that ship, boys.
All right, so you make it basically right into the back of the ship. Teak, you run as you make it down. You make it down before he's actually like running down the steps over here. Teak, you run up through the ship and hop into the cockpit or hop into the pilot seat. Ragnar, you climb down into the gunnery position. So the pilot seat actually like kind of goes up a little bit, and the gunnery seat sits below the pilot, like a good bit below the pilot.
Wouldn't I be more suited for taking that for gunnery?
I mean, you can argue with Ragnar, but he's kind of like he said that he was going to jump in the gunnery seat a while ago, or he said that before. But yeah, I mean, you can make the decision real quick.
Is there 2 spots for gunners because you said
No.
the other ones are damaged and that's underneath? So
No.
that one place controls them all.
One's place controls both guns on the ship.
I sent you another message on Discord, sir.
Okay.
Because I'm just saying, I'd probably be better suited for that.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it. That's fine.
Okay, so the Wookiee like climbs up back out of the seat underneath. Vin, you slide down, like go past the Wookiee, slide down in the seat, locked, loaded, ready to go. Give me a planetary piloting. Because you have a atmosphere. So give me a planetary piloting. It's going to be 3 difficulty to get out of the hangar. Plus, you got to bust. Actually, 3 difficulty and 1 setback because of the damage to the ship. You can do it.
Let me double check and make sure that is my planetary. Yep, 3 green, 1 yellow. All right.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
1 success, 1 threat, and 1 triumph.
Nice. All right, so you managed to squeeze this thing. The doors aren't even completely open; they're still opening up. But there's that you're going to have to shoot the gap. You take off the front of the landing gear, scrapes across the deck as it starts lifting up. You get enough lift, pull the nose up, inch it out of the front of the base there. The TIE fighters are screaming towards you. Um, Ben, give me a light them up with the heavy blasters. So give me a gunnery roll. You're gonna get a what's the blue dice?
Boost.
Yeah.
Boost.
So you're going to get a boost from him lining you up perfectly. You have a perfect shot. Difficulty 2.
Oh,
Nice.
3 successes, 2 advantages.
So
Yup.
you hear the scraping of the metal. You see the nose of the ship come up. You know it's your time. You line them up. He gets the ship lined up. You line up the lasers just perfect. Lay in. Choo, 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 choo. Hits one of the TIE fighters on the wing. Sends it spiraling over, barrel rolling. Hits the other TIE fighter and takes them both down, smacking into the top of the
Nice.
canopy.
Typical.
You clear the base itself, get turned around. You know in the direction that you need to be heading to get to the other uh, um, village. Or do you want to try to go back to your village?
I think, I mean, guys, I'm thinking we go back away from where we know they're stormtroopers, so we can at
Mhm.
least assess anything else on these. Maybe repair the ship so we can jump
Yeah,
to orbit if we need to.
I agree.
So Doc, you're
I'm gonna
back
say
there.
that I'm gonna
So
say they're probably all in all the villages, but
so Doc, you're back there and you're doing what you actually sent me. You're getting everything queued up, and right when
Mhm.
you're ready to cue in, you hear the blasters go off on the ship, and then you just hear
Son of a
explosions.
bitch!
You hear explosions going off.
Yeah, you guys from the med bay hear metal on metal as his he slams his fist down and screams, "Son of a bitch!" from the back of the ship.
Hmm.
And
Sorry,
I
not
look,
sorry.
yeah, I look back
Sorry,
like,
not
what?
sorry.
All right, so
I'm still gonna send the message out on the frequency, hoping that they'll still pick it up though. Like even if it's not those particular two, I mean we know that there's probably a walker heading somewhere near this way. I'm still gonna try and get the message out.
all right, so
Trying to.
What the heck are you doing back there, Doc? And
Oh,
as I'm
fix it.
actually keeping an eye on the ship systems.
He isn't doing anything with the ship systems.
No, actually, I'm keeping an eye on the ship systems in case anything happens while we're flying. Not
Got you.
because you're doing something. But
Got you.
what the heck
Do
are you
you
doing back
actually
there,
ask
Doc?
him?
Yeah, I
You're
do.
actually asking him.
What the heck are you doing?
I'm trying to get him off of us. What are you doing? I mean, he obviously
Trying to
shot two of
blow
them
him
off
up.
of us.
okay,
I think we got him off of us.
so Doc, you send that out, and
Yeah.
it cues back with a clarification code acknowledging your call, and you they basically that's it. They acknowledge it and is um, proceeding with what your request.
Okay. And then you hear another metal on metal crack as I smash the shit out of that comm that I have.
Hey, don't be destroying our ship back there.
What the
Fixing
hell's
it.
going on back there?
Fixing it.
Yeah, we
Stormtroopers should be leaving the village. I think. Seems like that's what's gonna happen.
Well, Vero, why don't you see what the ship's capable of doing? Why try to keep us out of
yeah.
view?
That's what I was gonna do is just see. Well,
So
one, make sure that while we're flying it, if anything happens, I can immediately give it some attention. And then two, yeah, assess what do we need to do to make this thing
Okay, so
space ready?
Vero, you know,
Space ready.
or once you actually start looking at everything, you start taking a look. You find out that, or the ship's comms itself does have enough range that you can actually contact Soho from the ship. So you would be able
Safely?
to. Well, with this ship and everything, yes, because this the basically the
Type of
everything
ship
that
it is?
everything that they were using, the Empire would not be able to detect.
Okay.
They wouldn't be able to get into this.
So we'll be able to send him a message. We don't necessarily have to go back to the village, and I'll tell that to everybody. Say, I think we get a message to him. We don't even have to get near the village for that.
Whoa. What do we tell him? Do we tell him we found the droid though?
No, we'll just tell him that we accomplished what we set out to do. That way, in case you
Yeah,
know.
but he's expecting us to come back.
Ask him if the troopers are leaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he may
So we'll
rat us
send him
out
a
if we
short
don't bring
message
him what he
saying,
wants.
well, in that case, he'll still be out at. He can't if he rats us out. Then
He ain't gonna rat us
Yeah.
out. He sells crystals to the friggin' rebellion, you morons.
Rhodians have a tendency
that
to
what
be
he- is that what he's been doing?
and stuff like that. He's
So we'll
been
send him
selling
that
to- he's
message.
been selling to both
Okay, so you send him the message. It takes a short bit for him to actually respawn back, and he doesn't respawn back on a frequent, like pretty much anything that you know. This is actually completely different. What he sends back to you is using the same system that you sent it to him. So he's using old clone tech to basically
Interesting.
communicate with you now. You don't know
So
where he got it
host.
from, but
I'll just
Hmm.
give the guys a funny look and sort of mention that.
so he's
What
basically
the heck's
sending you
going
clone
on?
encrypted codes. He informs you.
How old is Soho?
Um, as far as you know, his age is somewhere. He's been alive for about probably 140 years.
Oh, he knows. He knows the rebellion. Not the rebellion, but the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's lived through
he
the
would have been alive
clones. And,
during the Clone Wars easily.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Um, so basically, he informs you not to come back to town, to take the ship, um, land it in Iris, which is not the city that you know of. It's another city or another village. He
Mhm.
said there are no stormtroopers there. He said once you get there, talk to a man at the basically at the scrapyard there. He says he can't remember the man's name, but go speak with the man at the scrapyard, and he will help you get the ship space ready. He tells you whatever is on the droid. Find out what you can, and ooh, what was that? Oh,
Says Steam server timed out.
uh-oh. Rob dropped.
Yeah. I'm still here.
No.
All right, I sent you another invite. Steam does
Rob
that
was
sometimes.
Rob was inactive for too long.
Yeah, that might have been it. I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right, so he says once you have all the information, he says come back to him, and he will have help you any way he can. So
Okay.
he's telling you to take the droid, go gather whatever information you can, and then come back to him at a later time when you feel like it's safe.
And I don't tell him that I already got all the information either.
Okay.
Did he say anything about the stormtroopers leaving the?
Yeah, he said they're still there.
They're
That's why
still
we
there.
can't go back.
Got it.
Yeah, he said some is left, but there's still too many there.
And how long is it going to take us to get from where we are now to this other town that we're going to?
You'll make it there before nightfall.
Okay, in the time that I have, then while we're flying, I'm going to disassemble some of the junk that isn't needed in the medical bay.
Mhm.
Like stuff that is already damaged that normally I wouldn't even use anyway. So like I'm going to leave the back to tank. I'm going to leave any of the like medical droids that I can repair there. But like any like data pads or any like to like anything that I can junk to try and
Mhm.
fix this droid with. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. Um, give me a mechanics roll.
Okay.
Just difficulty 2.
Gonna use my toolkit on it to break everything down and fix
If I'm
him.
not busy on the ship, I could help him, give him a boost die on that.
1 failure, but 4 advantages.
So you're still a little distraught from earlier. So
Yeah.
instead of like calmly taking things apart, you're literally breaking
I'm
things
smashing
apart.
them. Fair enough.
Um.
Well-
So Vero, you're outside and you actually hear like other things being thrown and smashed and broken inside of the med bay.
Just poke my head in.
Getting parts. Fixing droids.
Let me
They're
well,
not.
me
Broke my
take-
damn screwdriver.
let me take a peek at that droid.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, same thing. Just 2 difficulty since you're coming in.
Two
You weren't in there.
difficulties?
Yeah. Now,
Alright.
if since you're since Doc is there and he can assist you, go ahead and take a boost die.
Nice.
Just getting parts.
Get parts, smash, shatters
God.
parts.
3 success.
All right, so yeah, I mean it takes a little bit of time, especially from having to search through all the broken stuff in the room.
I mean,
But
my advantages is I found the right parts. I just made a mess.
I know you loosened the top.
all right,
I
so
understand.
so it probably takes you about 7 hours to fly there. So in the 6 to 7 hours, you have the droid to where he can probably go ahead and be turned on. He would be partially functionable, but would not be to his full capabilities by any
His-
means.
He can finally talk in a moment, huh?
That's
Well.
okay. We just needed him on for right now, and then we can repair him at this junk shop. Like actually get his panels, all the panels and stuff fixed.
Well, if there's anybody who's not flying the ship may want to be here when we turn them on.
So
And I think we got it working.
You
I'm gonna
swear?
stay on the
Ragnar
gunner.
Ragnar's the only other one that would have his hands free to be able to come back there. So
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
unless I
not
got out of the
shooting
gunner
guns.
seat and I ain't doing that.
Yeah, we're not shooting guns right now. I mean, you could technically come over here,
I could.
but then we'd get shot and it'd be like, damn, I should have been on the gun.
Whoops.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, it's Hex's debut. You know, I mean, you don't want to miss that.
Oh shit! Put me on the spot.
I'm certain at like hour 7, we're almost there, and I'm really starting to get a hang of the ship, and I'm starting to test her out and feel her out a little bit.
Don't even think about it.
So
Oh, he's thinking about it.
I do a barrel roll.
Oh God. Okay.
Do a barrel roll.
Hold on. Oh Jesus. Why do you do this? Why do you do this?
I know.
So the
Why didn't
moment
we
that
let
I
you
start
fly?
feeling the G-force turning, I'm gonna grab onto the straps that I have the
Thank
droid
God I am in
attached
a
to,
seat and strapped in.
and I'm gonna hold on to the
Who
damn
is the
thing.
crazy mofo in A Team? Something not
Murdoch?
Murdoch.
Murdoch. That's what I'm
Yeah.
calling him Murdoch from now on.
So take your take your Murdoch now. So all of a sudden you feel the ship. Everyone feels the ship bank really hard as it starts rolling. You feel the G's stress you back, and everybody just grabs onto whatever you can hold on to. Everybody make an athletics roll that's not strapped in. So
So I have an option of being strapped in.
no, you're not strapped in.
What's the difficulty?
So difficulty 2. So Ragnar, Doc, and Vero all need to make a athletics check.
Woo, 3 successes and a threat. So I guess I take a strain.
Yeah, you'll just
I
take a
got
strain.
Thanks.
I got 1 success, 1 advantage, 1 triumph.
All right.
Damn.
It happens to him. He's fine.
So
One success,
so
one threat.
as the ship banks hard, rolls, you hear a clink 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 clink, thump, and all of a sudden you see this piece of metal come flying off the front of the ship. Actually, it would be Vin. You see this giant piece of metal come flying off the front of the ship and whiz down the side of the ship. It's the paneling that covers the front landing gear.
Well, guess
the
we
primary boat panel just fall off
just
my
gotta
Goram
take the
ship.
ship apart one piece at a time.
This would be the time where I thought the Wookiee would probably make his way up to me and like threaten to rip my arm off and beat me with it.
I am headed to the cockpit right now with rage in my eyes.
because
So
the Wookiee is holding his head because he took a strain because you had one failure, didn't you, or what was it?
One
What was
success,
your
one
roll?
threat.
Okay, yeah, you took a strain from it then.
We said he had rage in his eyes.
Yeah, he had rage. Wookie rage.
I am going
Again,
to
Wookiee
slap
rage.
I
back
seriously,
of
when
the
I
head.
say this, I am totally oblivious to what everything happened to all y'all. I am just kind of like, this is pretty nice.
I'm going to slap him in the back of the head.
So no, you do realize that you more than stressed the ship. Like the ship definitely took damage from that. So
yeah,
that's
I'm
way
gonna.
more than
I'm
what was
also
needed.
going to walk to the cockpit.
Wait, how did the ship take damage if you didn't allow me to roll for my excellent in its piloting skills?
And it really didn't have anything to do with the piloting because like you're still flying just fine.
This is an
It was the
ancient
condition of
ass
the ship. Yeah. So
Oh,
it was just
Just here out breaking shit.
I'm not saying like
Yeah.
your piloting was bad. I'm saying it's the condition of the ship was the result of what happened.
Not
Who's
to
the
mention
other
what's
pilot?
happening to the rest of us. Yeah.
Listen here, you little green shit.
I'm yellow.
This is a goddamn 20-year-old ship.
I'm yellow.
You yellow shit. This is over a 20-year-old ship, and you just did a loop-de-loop on it. You got shit falling off already. I ain't gonna fix it if you keep fucking it up.
And I slowly turn and look at him while he's yelling at me and say, "Did you die?"
No,
But
but you
did you
could have
die
blew it up.
though?
Can
All
I?
right, so,
I'm waving my like wrench at him that I have in my hand still.
Okay,
I
so
see, I see this dark giant figure looming up behind behind the dog.
And then yeah, you got thunk.
are we forgetting about STC-9? I mean, somebody needs to take care of STC-9.
Okay. I
Well,
cleaned the ship out and I stopped dancing around.
I'm going to
Now we
hammer
got
fist
we
him.
got the droid on. I think we just got to hit the power switch. Once you if you stop, yeah, turn back around and go back to the med bay.
All right, so you return back to the med bay. Ragnar, are you actually going back to the med bay again, or are you staying up front?
I'm gonna go back to the med bay.
Okay,
All right,
so
let's flick the switch.
all right, so you see lights come on across the chest of the droid. You see his eyes power up, like you see the red in the eyes power up. He
he's
comes
got 3
online.
eyes, right?
Do what?
He's got 3 eyes. I got him up on my stream.
Does he have 3?
Yeah. I posted a picture in Discord as well.
Oh,
Yep, they
yeah. So he's got it's what did they say? It's not actually an eye. It's like a sensor array. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah.
yeah,
So yeah,
I
oh, go ahead.
have the I have the hydro spanner held. All right, you move, I beat you.
So he goes
Beat
through,
him up.
powers up.
He's fine the way he is.
You see like him going through, and he starts saying like system check, and he rattles off like several numbers and everything, and then he finally powers up. So STC-9, it is your time.
All in the room here. Like
So
everybody.
Ragnar the Wookiee is there, Doc is there, and Vero is there.
Enough.
And you do know Vero is set as your master.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know that. Oh,
Okay.
I know that sweet Wookiee's my boy. So you see the droid like kind of shiver around,
And I'll say,
kind of like
welcome
coming-
back to the world, C9.
coming to life, and he says, "STC-9 is alive." And then he says,
Very nice.
No, you're a droid.
"Zero. It looks looks like you have a ragtag group of people with you. Do you need assistance?
Only thing we
ragtag
need
it.
right now is to get you somewhere safe.
A ragtag group of people.
How does the droid know your name?
Well, when I was accessing his memory, I had to make sure that we had the ability to get some cooperation from this thing.
Ah, good plan. I'll put the wrench down now.
Put the
I'm
wrench
saying,
down.
is this Ragnar?
No,
No,
that was Doc.
I was gonna say because I'm like, what's Ragnar doing with a wrench?
No, that was Doc.
Okay.
Doc was holding the giant spanner wrench as he was like he flipped the switch as he like cut C9 on, and he kind of like steps back real quick, holding the spanner wrench up. It's like, make one move, I dare you.
No,
Yeah.
let's not damage our friend. I think we're safe.
Okay,
Right.
so C9, you start going through and you're like checking all your systems and everything, and your memory is very foggy. Like you're just getting snippets of things, and
So I'll kind of talk him through that and just say that not everything was still stable and intact, but we'll see what we
Godstall,
can do
thank you
to
for the
repair.
follow. I appreciate it.
So just kind of walk him through that. So if he's curious as to what's going on inside of himself, we'll explain it to him.
Okay, so yeah, you know, at one time you served Count Dooku. That's all you know. You know you no longer serve Count
Yeah.
Dooku.
I was gonna say like certain memories. Doku.
Okay, so the last things that you actually have memories of is you see like welding and pieces of ships and ships being like moved around and put together, and that's just see like glimpses of ships and stuff being moved around in front of you. That's the last thing that's really like stuck there.
Ask him
Alright.
if he has any questions or if there's anything that he remembers that he maybe I didn't pick out of the system that he'd like to share with us.
Do you need a commander?
Well, you're more than capable. What I know is right.
And the something then like kind of clicks to you, C9. You remember sector M, and then it just kind of goes blank, and then you're like 4-2, and then nothing else. So the only thing you have is sector M 4-2.
Does he say that out loud?
He does. He
I'm
says that
actually
out loud.
say that out loud, and then I'm also gonna say, and like a questioning statement, like coordinates, coordinates.
Sounds that way.
All right. So about this time you
Right,
hear
scramble.
Teak call back over comms, informs everybody that you're coming up on the city, that everybody needs to be ready for landing.
So with him, that means strap in.
Probably.
Crash.
All right,
Crash
so
Go.
so
We're
Teak,
almost
since
there.
you have damaged landing gear, give me another planetary roll. This is going to be another difficulty 3 for getting landed properly. You got this.
As he says that he's running down to try and get us to land, I'm gonna take a set of straps with me, and I'm gonna actually go down to where the landing gear would be, and I'm gonna try and help adjust the landing gear manually as we're landing and strap myself to the ship itself while we're trying to land.
One success, one threat.
Okay. So you come in a little hot. Um,
A
you
little.
manage to get it down on the ground. No other pieces fly off the ship, thankfully. The ship does like kind of like you can feel it stress a little bit as it's landing, as you're trying to baby that front landing gear, and then it kind of just lunges forward and slams down on that landing gear, and you hear kind of a crunch come from underneath the ship. Now the landing was good. You had no, you done good on that. It's just the ship itself just was not 100% cooperative with you. There's still, the thrusters, the vectors, everything's a little bit off. So the ship's going to need some TLC now.
I think you broke the landing gear.
I think this thing was already broke.
You can't fly.
Fair enough.
You can't fly.
You
Okay.
can't
Well,
see.
All I know is I need some rest. It's been a long 36 hours.
Oh yeah, everybody has been up for a very extended, long period of time. Um, Like Soho informed you, though, as soon as you can, make your way over and speak with the man that runs the salvage or the junkyard here, and he will make sure to help you get the ship fixed up for space travel. Because right now you're sure not ready for space travel.
Nope.
Sleeps for the week. Back in the wars, we used to sleep
I just woke up.
3 eyes open.
3 eyes open.
Yeah.
Can C9 walk around or anything?
He can, but he's having trouble. Like
He's currently strapped down to a medbay table.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's why I was gonna go back and help him out, like
Talking to
unstrap
you.
him and yeah.
But yeah, he can walk. It's just he will have trouble. Like it's going to take a little bit. He's going to need more repairs before being fully functional. Yes.
Okay.
I say, out of the two, we repaired the droid first. He might actually come in handy in repairing the ship.
All right.
I'm Ash, like out of character. I'm so glad this didn't go the other way.
It could have. Okay, so
I mean, it went a weird way with like me being like, Wookiee's homie, but it. I'm glad it didn't go the other way. We talked
where
about.
where you tried to kill the crew? Yeah.
I wasn't gonna try to kill the crew.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So
Meat bags.
meat bags. So you notice that this village is actually a good bit larger than the village that you're from. So there's it's not like a city or anything like that. It's not like a large town. It is still considered a village here. But it just seems like there's a few more buildings. There's quite a bit more people. You do not see any stormtroopers whatsoever here, and that's a very good thing. Once you exit off the ship, now if anybody wants to rest, you can go ahead and rest on the ship. But does anybody who actually wants to go and try to talk to the
I'm going straight to the shipyard or
Okay.
the junkyard.
junkyard and talk to the scrapper?
Yeah, I know right now that the best thing to do is to get help from him, given that that's what Soho said. So I'm going straight there.
Oh, and just remember, you still have the 8,500 credits that the group started with to purchase the
Yep.
other ship. So you're definitely going to have to rely on that as far as repairs go.
Uh, I stay at the ship and take a nap in my chair.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the ship and rest too.
All
And
right.
I'll
So
help out C9.
okay. So Ragnar, are you going to go with Doc, or are you staying with the ship as well?
I'm gonna go with Doc.
Okay.
He'll help him watch out for him.
Okay.
Come on, you walking carpet. Let's get this done.
I am gonna grab a frag grenade and one of the rifles out of the.
Oh yeah, good plan. Good plan. I'll take the not the carbine, but the other one just in case I need to shoot shit. You can use the carbine.
Okay. So you take the 15A then. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not very good with it, but just in case.
Well, no,
Yeah,
there were two
there's-
rifles and a.
There's a 15A and a 15S and then the pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's
the
the
15
A again?
the 15
Sorry.
the 15A is the assault trooper rifle. The S is the carbine, and then the 17 is the pistol.
Assault rifle and a carbine is the S. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on keeping it around, me for very long. Just in case we need to do something while we're there, I'll carry it for now. But
No, just wondering.
Somebody else who's better at shooting can keep it permanently.
Who? I had loud noises in my ears. Who's grabbing what?
So Doc took the DC-15A, and Ragnar took the DC-15S carbine, and took
And
a frag grenade and a frag grenade
Just done.
and a stun grenade.
All right.
Yeah, just in case we need them while we're out there. But I don't actually need the gun permanently, just in case we actually need to fight. While we're
Yeah,
out
you,
here.
you
I
can you
don't
can
need-
always bring the guns back and put them back in the locker. So
Yeah, for sure.
okay, so you exit off the ship, make your way through the streets. A lot of people is like kind of looking at you because they've never seen you here before.
It's late at night though. I thought.
It is.
Or
It's not like it's dark, but it's not like late at night.
Oh, okay.
So there are still people out. You do find the junkyard there. It's actually not too far away from where you landed on the landing pad. When you actually get there, this is the first time, like the other village, there are no droids. You didn't see any droids around the village at all. You actually see like 2 droids moving scrap parts around in the scrapyard there.
I'm gonna like this guy already.
All right, so you make your way in, and you see a kind of a short, like I can't remember what race he was. My apologies.
I'm a Toydarian.
Mind
No.
the things that don't work on me.
No. Oh
Don't
God.
Only money.
No. I can't remember what they were. Me
It's
me and
fine.
me and me
No,
and
they won't.
no
Sorry.
me and Wookie talked about it. It's the short bat dudes. I can't remember what they
Oh,
were.
the Chivin.
Chivin, yes. So you see a shorter Chivin walk out from the door there, and I'm not even going to do it, but they kind of like squeak and everything. So, of course, you really don't understand fully what he's
wait.
saying to you.
I lean over to the
Sorry,
lady.
Chivin's the wrong guy.
Oh, it's not shit. Okay,
I'm looking him up though.
okay.
Chivin, sorry, is the big guys.
It's the short little
You're-
bat people with ears. That's really
You
cool looking.
stupid flying rodent.
He looks at you and like kind of skulls.
Chadrafan, that's it.
Chadrafan.
sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
Seems like he understands Galactic Basic, even if I can't understand him. So
He shakes his head in agreement. Yes.
Soho said to talk to Scrapyard guy.
So
Help
he
fix ship.
So he points at himself, and then he points at the scrapyard, and he looks down the street, and he kind of looks at the ship, and he points at the ship.
You're the Scrapyard guy.
He shakes his head in agreement.
Sweet. Sorry for the insult earlier. I don't speak.
He kind of squeaks at you a little bit and throws his hands up in the air.
Yeah.
So he goes back, and you see the 2 droids come out of the back of the yard inside of the building there, and then he walks out front, and he's got the 2 droids behind him, and then he points back down to the ship, and he starts walking toward the ship with the 2 droids.
All right. Maybe in the morning, the crew needs to rest. We can work something out, but some payment or whatever that you need for the thing. But we should probably get some rest first. Just wanted to check in with you because that's what Soho said to do. If you do want to go look at the ship right now, obviously we can, so you can assess what might need to be done to it. But yeah, other than that, we should probably start repairs tomorrow. Yeah. All right.
So he kind of looks at you, and he just like shakes his head and shrugs his shoulders, and he just keeps walking toward the ship. So
Right on.
he gets down, and he's walking underneath the ship, and he gets up like about mid belly of the ship, and he reaches up, and he like goes thump thump, and then the whole panel just like falls down right beside of him, and all this wiring drops out, and he's just like sits there and starts shaking his head.
You already broke it.
And he's just
Bruce
like
said it was already broken.
he just like starts like flailing his arms, and he points at you, and he's squeaking, and he's pointing at it, and he's like, and he throws his hands up in the air.
Hey, do I hear them out there?
Yeah, you would probably hear, you definitely hear like the thuds, and then the panel drop underneath.
I need to go negotiate some parts for repairing C9.
All right. So, C9, do you actually want to? Do you stay there, or do you try to get up and go outside with him?
Strapped to a bed right now, dude.
No,
No,
he
I
he
heard
unstrapped you.
Yeah.
he
So I
unstrapped.
can walk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you're
can
free to move
walk.
around.
You're just kind of you're you can walk, but it's just kind of weird how you walk right now. You need a lot of repairs to be fully
You
functional.
have a big hole. You have a big hole in your chest at the
I
moment.
will follow my master out there.
So as you walk, you're kind of slumped over to one side a little bit. Your chassis kind of shifted. So as you follow him out, you kind of look like Hunchback of Notre Dame. But sure. Um, so uh, Vero, you walk down the back of the ramp and you hear the squeaks come out from underneath, and you're like, what the hell? And then you hear Doc saying, "You already broke it."
What did we pick up some space rats?
No, this is the repair guy.
So
I'll
Does
give him
anybody speak squeaky toy?
I'll give him a like a partial bow. Say it's a pleasure to meet you.
So he points at you and he like puts his hand up and he kind of like nods towards you, and then he turns back to the ship and he starts like and then like pointing at all the wiring that's hanging down, and he's just like shaking his head like, how
I
did you
turn to
do this?
C9. C9, you wouldn't happen to understand.
So C9, you can actually filter languages. So you're not a protocol droid, but you can filter languages. So
Do I need to roll?
um uh intelligence xenology. So I think that would probably, yeah, let's go with xenology. So it would be 3 green, and it's going to be a difficulty 2.
So that's just 3 of the
3
abilities,
ability,
right?
yeah, 3 ability, and then 2 difficulty. All right. Just hit roll down here.
Oops.
There's a roll
It's-
button at the bottom.
Yeah. There you
There you go.
go. That was kind of like,
2 success.
wow, that was like cockeyed.
All right.
Hold on, let
I
me.
can do it again if you want me to.
I actually it was either it's fine. Like it was either going to be
It says 2 success.
yeah, so that's fine. I'm just going to count it as 2 success because I think it counted as 1 advantage, so it would have been canceled out. So 2 success. All right, so you translate and you inform your master that he is saying that the ship is very old, heavily damaged, and it's going to take a lot of parts to get operational, fully operational. He says he doesn't even have enough parts there. He said he can make you space worthy, but you're going to have to take it to a bigger dock to actually get the same work done properly.
So whoever else is here hears all that.
Yeah.
I walk out of the ship and say I can't sleep anymore because all this damn squeaking that's going on. I'm going into town. So I walk by, I hear it, and I walk into town.
All right. Well,
As he
what's
As he walks by Ragnar sticks his foot out and trips him and makes him fall on his face.
I jump back up and pull my blaster out and point it at.
Hold
Ragnar.
on.
Oh,
Hold
shit.
on. So Ragnar, you're going to try to trip him. So make a make a
brawl?
brawl. Yeah. Difficulty 2. This could get kind of ugly.
Why are your friends fighting? Here, Rourke.
That's one advantage.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Sometimes this is how people show they love each other.
so Teak, you walk down off of the back of the cargo bay, and Ragnar is standing to the left of you. And as you walk by, you're talking about, "Oh, I'm going into town." He takes his leg, extends it out, and then pushes you over. You catch the edge of his leg. Give me an athletics roll, difficulty 2.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
All the 80s references.
This is what some cultures call foreplay.
One success, one advantage. Okay. So you catch yourself, you don't fall, but he goes to trip you, he pushes you past. You're going to suffer a strain. You're not going to take damage from this. He wasn't trying to hurt you per se, but do take a strain, and he kind of just like he wants to make sure that you know that he did it.
Wait, what did he do again?
I can't do Wookiee. I'm not good at Wookiee.
I know. It was actually
There you
really
go.
good. It was really good.
There you go. There's your Wookiee.
Oh God.
Am I gonna have to get Wookiee sound effects? I
We
swear to
need,
God.
We need Discord voice changers.
All right. So me and engineer spoke about this. So instead of me pulling my pistol out, as soon as I hop back up and turn around, I take one of my suction cup fingers and stick his eyeball to it.
Oh my God.
So I poke him in the eye, but now my sticky finger is stuck to it.
Is everybody picking on the Wookiee?
No, nobody picks on the Wookiee.
Just
Wookiee
Teak.
deserves it.
They pick on each other. It's some kind of bromance or some. I don't know.
I've
Don't
kind of
don't
noticed
don't. It's
that
probably better that you
through
don't
the
ask
night.
questions.
Yeah, it's better left if the furball and the Rhodian has their own thing.
So are you guys familiar when a ship actually comes into a port? What is that normally called?
Docking. That's weird. So weird, dude. Oh no. Oh no.
I'm sorry,
Alright.
everybody. This is going to dark
Alright,
places very
so-
fast.
so
We have
I-
taken this
I-
game to the dark side already.
I poke him in the eyeball and I pull it away and I walk into town.
Stream is no longer PG-13.
We have left PG-13. We're running
we were just
full tilt.
talking about
I
the
know.
ship.
Okay, yeah, yep. Okay, just talking about the ship. Okay.
A port in any storm.
So he as he finishes his diagnosis of the ship, it takes him several hours to go over the ship, and then he returns to you with a data pad. He actually comes to you, Vero, with a data pad, and hands you the data pad. So he's telling you it's going to cost 3,500 credits to get what he can get done. And then there's a list of a whole lot of other things that needs to be done to the ship.
Well, let's negotiate this down a little because we can do some of the work
So
Yeah,
one of
between
one of
Drive
the
and myself.
one of the things that he was going over is that your hyperdrive, your primary hyperdrive, is down. So you have a class 1 hyperdrive and a class 12 backup hyperdrive. So you are only operating on a class 12 backup hyperdrive at this time. You have no buffer panels whatsoever on the front of the ship for some reason.
yeah. Barrel roll accident.
The pilot.
I sneeze and wonder if somebody was talking about me.
He tells you that there is corrosion and basically major corrosion in the fuel system from its setting so long.
Mm-hmm.
And
We'll
huh?
We'll give. I'm talking to Vera. We'll give him 25, and me and you will do half the work for him. See if he'll go for that.
All right, so somebody give me a negotiation roll.
Okay.
See if you can negotiate him down.
What's the difficulty?
It's going to be a difficulty 3.
Okay. Have faith.
Have faith.
Yep. You can do this.
3 success, 2
success,
success, 2 threats.
2 threats.
Okay. So he agrees that he will supply the parts and do part of the work. You do the other part of the work, but you have to also essentially, like, the work that you do, or the work that the parts that he gives you,
Mhm.
he's just going to give you, like, just the minimal parts to get by on. He's not going to give you his top shelf parts.
So we can either pay full price for the top shelf parts, or do half the work and get low grade parts.
Yeah,
Well,
so they're not low grade. It's still parts that's trustworthy.
Sure, it's just not his best stuff.
Yeah, it's not his
just
best stuff.
So
Yeah.
from our knowledge, um, it's not like giving him all the money is going to be a deal then. We can probably get a better deal later.
It's possible,
Or-
yes.
Or is it good enough of a deal that we should just give him all that money?
Well, you really don't know because I mean, one, this is an older ship. Two, you really don't you have it priced out like fixing a ship like this, so you're not entirely sure if he's trying to screw you over or if this is actually a good price. But
ask,
he,
All right, well,
ask him if we can go to the scrapyard first and see what parts that he plans on giving us, and that way we can examine them before we get them put on the ship.
yeah.
so yeah, he agrees to that.
Never
He'll
mind.
he'll actually show you the parts that his droids have pulled out for you.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm
And,
going to look at him.
Yeah, we'll give them a look over and see if they at least look quality enough that it seems like it's a good deal.
And then I want to use deception to say that they're not as high quality as they're not even as good as he said. And see if we can BS him down further.
Okay, so you go to the junkyard, and he takes you into the front of the junkyard and shows you all of the parts that if he does the work, all the work himself, the parts that he would put on your ship. And about you would say, actually, give me if
A
you were
mechanics roll?
give me a mechanics roll, or both of you can give me a mechanics roll. Difficulty 3
Okay.
to inspect these parts.
I got 3 successes, no advantages.
2 successes.
Two
no advantage.
successes.
Okay.
Yep, we will
Looking over
succeed.
these parts, you feel about 90% confident that all the parts here will work properly, even though a lot of them are. Okay, the parts that he shows you that he said that he would put on, you feel about 99% sure that everything is good. Like everything would be no problem. The other parts, I'm going to kind of roll this all together. The other parts that his droids were going to put on, you can tell that there are some defects. Some of the parts won't last as long, and that there's some bangs and dents, but they will work. You're about 90% sure everything that he showed you there will work properly, just for a shortened period of time.
So
Let's
would
see. Let's see.
And it
if,
would save you 1,000
if
credits.
we do all the work.
well that actually before we even talk about that, I want to just say, hey, well, these parts aren't even as good as you say they are, though, and then just point out some flaws using deception, and just see if we can just make these better parts count for the same price as the lower parts.
All right, so give me a deception roll.
All right.
So
It's the
two
same as
two
my
difficulty, one what is the other one? What's
Challenge.
the challenge? Yes, 2 difficulty, 1
I'll-
challenge.
I'll also try and help assist on the deception by pointing out various things that I saw as well, and
All
letting
right,
him
so
know
add a boost die into it.
consider.
Nice.
Yep.
I like it. Oh yeah, that looks good. One success.
1 success, 3 advantage. Okay. So you point out some flaws and some structural defects and everything in the parts that he has showed you here, and he says he goes on and he kind of thinks about it, ponders on it for a little bit, and he tells you he'll remove 300 credits. That's his bottom dollar.
5.
All right. So at this time, he tells you that you can find your own parts, and he's done negotiating. If you do not take the offer that he offers, then he's done with it.
How much is the last price then?
So it was 2,500, so it would
be-
make it 2,200
2,200 for the less good
for
parts.
for the less parts and
I'll
for
also
half
ask
the
him
work.
before. Yeah, I'll ask him if we do all the work, how much would he charge us for the good parts?
So if you install everything, you just want to buy the parts from him.
Yeah.
So if
and
you
I
want to
the-
just
I
buy
want the good parts.
yeah, if you want to just buy the good parts from him, he tells you that he would do them for 1,800 credits.
Oh shit! Why
1800
didn't
and
you
we
say
do
so
all
to
the work.
begin with?
Yeah, I think me and you could do all the work. Let's do that. Let's do the 1800 for the good parts, and me and you do all the work.
Yeah.
Okay, so
do
that's what you're going with. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1800 off of your 8500. He tells you that there is enough. Like he says the fuel that's there, of course, is old and everything. So he would recommend um, disposing of the fuel that's in the ship and refueling. He doesn't have like that's not him that would refuel you. That's actually like you'd have to get that from the it's not even a spaceport, but it's pretty much from the docks here. So he's
Okay.
informing you like if you go to them, you would have to get them to
Sure.
refuel the ship.
We can flush the fuel after we're done repairing the ship and all that. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably a good plan too. We can
because
check on that. We can check on the price for that too.
because honestly, you do realize that like flying a ship with
Oh yeah.
probably the fuel in it that old is not good. Would not
Oh
be
no.
healthy.
We'd want the whole fuel system flushed too, because it's probably got buildup and shit in it from just sitting there.
Yeah, he even tells you there's major corrosion in the fuel system.
Yep.
Okay, so you get
Alright.
the parts, 1800 credits, return back to the ship, and you can start installing the parts yourself. So essentially, both of you just need to give me mechanic rolls, difficulty 3. Both of you get a boost dice though.
Okay. Oh, not two. Remove one boost die, please. Thank you.
Would I be able to like help with that?
Actually, yeah, I think you would be able to help as well.
So
Um,
boost dice.
The yellow dice is good, right?
Yeah. So mechanics, yeah, you have one yellow, 2 green.
Could I help with
And
it also?
we would get another boost die for him helping now.
No, so he would just get he would get his own boost die.
Just one.
Okay.
Got it. So just one boost die total.
One yellow, 2 green, and what was the difference?
You would need another difficulty, and then you would get one boost die. So that right there.
Alright.
Oh man, I see a lot of threats on mine. I had
Alright,
two
what's that?
failures and a threat.
I'm not
I'm
even sure what that means.
Sucking hard.
All right, so
I got one success only.
so that would cancel out. That would cancel out. So you got one success with
C9
2
got a
advantage.
success and 2 advantage.
Yep. All right.
Glad he asked.
So you're working on the ship, Vero, and you're just having problem
I'm
after
tired.
problem come up. nothing. You can't get anything to fit properly. With the work that they have done so far, you can break atmosphere. You can make it into space. You feel confident that everything will work. Life support systems will hold up. The hull integrity will hold up. It is still damaged. But at this time, you're probably about mid to late day. On this day, on the next day, like after you got into town. So, give me you three since you're outside the ship working on the ship. Give me perception rolls, difficulty 2 on all three of you.
Got it.
Was that me?
Yes, including you.
Yep. Difficulty 2.
So yeah, your perception is one yellow, 1 green.
0 successes but 2 advantages.
Hold on. So Hetz, to get rid of dice, just hit remove down here because if you
I
pull
almost
them,
hit a triumph.
if you actually pull them off, they'll still roll. I think they'll still roll down here. So there. So what was
one
it?
Yellow and one green.
Yes, 1 yellow, 1 green, and then you would have 2 difficulty. There you go.
Got it.
I got 3 successes.
Okay.
And C9 got a success.
Okay, so 0 success, 2 advantage, 3 success, 1 threat, and then 1 success. So you got the 3 successes, Vero?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
You're frustrated. You kind of take time. You walk away from the ship, and the other two still working on the ship. When you walk away, you hear something off in the distance. It's the familiar hum of what sounds to be TIE fighters incoming.
Well, run back. Hey, TIE fighters incoming.
I hear that on the news.
Ragnar walks out of the ship where he was resting and looks up.
All right. So
How long do you think we have?
And
so
if I can hear them, they could be here any second.
Yeah. right.
Vero, judging by distance, you probably have just enough time to get everybody on the ship and dust off.
And we've got all these repairs done so far.
Yeah,
that it could fly into space if we
you can break atmosphere and make it into space. You feel like you're confident enough to get off a planet. You're not sure how much further you can make it. Like you don't know
Mhm.
how long you can fly it. So
And this thing is too obvious that it no one's going to believe that it's been here. Is that right?
We can't leave yet anyway. We haven't got the fuel system flushed. The fuel could blow up the engines and stuff. We got to figure out a different plan. I run inside real quick and I sit in the front chair and I turn on the computer and I look to see if this thing does have a cloaking device on it.
it does not.
Okay. We need to just over the comm. We need to just take off, and we can't go into space. We just got to go to somewhere else and hide. We got to put it down somewhere on the planet that we can keep it safe until we can get back here and get the fuel flushed. Because we can't make it through space with the fuel we have. There's no way.
All
No
right.
way we can do it.
Well, Teak, get us out of here as stealthily as possible. We can't let those ties chase us.
All right.
Yep.
T, you climbing back into the pilot seat, fire up the engines.
Quick question.
Yeah.
As I wake up to get back into the gunner seat, would I have slept long enough to get that strain removed, or is that still there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
been like 3
you're fine.
days now.
No, you've only been there one day. This is the very next
one
day.
day now. So
Yeah.
yeah, we would have all had sleep.
Yeah.
Well,
You
did
would-
I? So I got.
Yeah, you would have got a little bit of sleep. Like not much,
Yeah.
but you would have got a little bit of sleep.
All right, I'll climb back into the gunner seat just in case.
Okay.
Over the ship's comms, I call Soho with the ship's communicators and ask him if it's safe to come back there.
So it takes a little bit, and then the response is at that time that the entire village is crawling with Imperial troopers.
We can't go back to where Soho's at either. He
And-
says it's crawling with troopers.
But just before we take off out of here, remember at one point I said I did want to negotiate with our little squeaky friend about some parts to repair C9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I ever have a chance to?
Not at this time. I mean, you
Okay.
can probably, like I said, if you run, more than likely you'll be able to come back here. You just need to get up off the ground and get hidden.
Okay.
So, all right, Teak, dust off.
Oh, all right.
It's
What
going to
if
be
I stay here? What if
it's
I
gonna
stay
be a
here in town
difficulty
so I can
too.
negotiate with the fuel guys, and I can let you guys know when to come back.
That works for me.
All right.
Not a bad idea.
I'm gonna stay off ship, and I'm gonna stay here in the city.
Okay.
And while we're doing that, I'm gonna go down to the spaceport, or quote unquote docking
3
area.
successes, no advantages. So you maneuver out of basically the it's not even a port. You maneuver off of the landing pad here. You fly it low to the tree line, get outside of the village, and you actually find a pretty easy accessible spot. Well, it's not really easy access, but you find another waterfall that you could possibly fly down and get underneath the waterfall and hide the ship. So this is going to be a tricky maneuver to get the ship down into the canyon and underneath the waterfall. So this is going to be a piloting check with a difficulty 4.
Damn, that's awful.
Yeah,
Wow.
Ship crashes.
it's very
no.
tight.
All right. I'm looking at the difficulty. It's a daunting feat.
Yep. This is extremely risky.
Shooting at target extreme range.
Wow,
Food
5
escape in the
successes
barren
with
desert.
3 threats.
Oh
God
wow.
damn.
You were
No.
like ace pilot. Holy crap. So you scrape the ship a little bit going in, but you maneuver it as well as you can. You yourself take some strain. You're going to take 2 strain from getting it down there. But you manage to just narrowly get the ship down into this canyon and hid underneath the waterfall. a short time, like probably 40 seconds, 30, 40 seconds later, you hear the TIE fighters go overhead.
I look over at the Wookiee and smile as best as a Rhodian can.
The Wookiee shakes his head at you.
Gives you that bug-eyed grin.
All right, so how long do you actually kind of want to hang out here?
I'm gonna
Well-
since I'm in town, I'm gonna keep an eye and see if any stormtroopers storm into the town, any like Imperials come into the town at all.
Hmm
I'm
Yeah,
gonna just
And-
keep lookout while I'm
I
here.
mean,
Uh,
half a
could
day, I
we
would say at
tell
least.
if they were actually coming there and they saw us escaping, or we got out of there and we rolled so good that we actually got out of there and hid.
You
and
you
they
feel
weren't
you
aware
feel
of us.
confident that they did not spot you.
Okay.
I think we could wait half a
So,
day.
While just
wait-
asking,
Wait till we get worse.
while we're hiding behind this thing, is there any way that the people on the ship, while we're here, can we all work on the repairs?
You can
That
work
are
on
still left?
you can work on stuff inside of the ship, yeah, but like as far as going out of the ship, no.
Okay.
But I mean, you can kind of just like work on small things that's inside the ship and stuff like that. Yeah,
Can we run a diagnostic on this ship and actually see what it's capable of doing? Would that be something that we could do right now?
yeah. So Vero could actually go through and check the diagnostics and see what he could find as far as the ship goes. Um, so since this good,
I was gonna say, like I think it's important at some point, that we, since we have downtime, to figure that out. I mean, obviously we know some of the weapons. We
Yeah.
know it doesn't have a
What is
cloaking
it?
ability, but
Right. So what else are you trying to find out? Just anything?
shields, operational shields,
I
things.
can help out with computers and mechanics as well too, as the droid.
Yeah,
Nice.
I want to see if there's anything that there's I understand that we still have one warp drive down,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're on
the
we're
your
on
your
warp drive.
primary warp drive
Hyperdrive,
is
yeah.
is offline. Yeah,
Hyper.
or
But
hyperdrive,
I
warp
like
drive,
I
hyperdrive,
wanna
warp
wanna
drive.
know
Woo!
the capability hyperdrive. Sorry, I want to know the capabilities of the ship. Like truly, if we get
Yeah.
we get it up and going, like what she's actually capable of doing.
I would
Speed,
imagine
safe
that doesn't
speeds,
really
things
take a
like.
roll, does it? That's just something that we
Um,
could find out easily.
yeah, you can just like easily go through and kind of like look up the data of the ship.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm getting at. Is there a
yeah,
feature
that's
to
fine.
the ship besides the guns that we could actually utilize if we're trying to escape from somewhere?
So the ship itself
Seeing
does
as
have
this was
shields. The
okay.
the shields themselves have not you haven't actually brought them online yet, so you don't exactly know how well the shields are working.
Okay.
It does appear that the ship has forward and aft shields. Um, and then you have the weapon systems. You know about the hyperdrive right now. Um, the whole. Let me get this up.
You sharing that in your stream?
I'm not because I don't
No.
know how to actually get this to show over there.
Okay.
So, all right. So, Navcom, yes. Already got the hyperdrive. Sensor array is short range. Let's see here. And then
Short range for space, which is different than on foot.
it is, yeah.
You would be able to do the whole entire planet, but short range for space, right?
So
Using the sensor array.
So I can go ahead. I'll go ahead and give you the stats of the ship.
I don't know
A lot
about
of this won't
planet.
make sense to you right now. So the silhouette of the
Yeah.
ship is a 4. The speed of the
Yep.
ship is a 3. The handling is a +0. The hull trauma threshold is 30, and system strain is 12. So that's the stats of your ship.
So speed, 3 out of what? Like, I mean,
It's
is this a
5.
comparable?
I think it's
A
5.
speed 5.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
how we would compare it to a TIE fighter speed is what I'm getting.
Oh no, TIE fighters are screaming. Like TIE fighters are speed 5, I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
Um,
there was silhouette 4, speed 3.
handling 0, hull trauma 30, and system trauma 12. So Slave 1 is a speed 4 ship. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the Millennium Falcon is a speed 4 ship. So
Gotcha.
that's just kind of point of reference, I guess you could look
Yeah.
at it. But yeah, the like a TIE fighter is a speed 5.
Okay.
A wing speed 5. So
All your fighters are gonna be speed 5.
no,
So-
not actually. No, X wings
that's
and stuff
fair.
like that speeds 4.
I sent you a
Mm.
message in Discord, by the way, Ash.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said the handling is +0.
Yes,
that we-
handling is +0, which is not
+0.
bad. That doesn't mean that it's bad. So really, handling only if it's negatives, that's where it tends to suck. It just means that it's not like a super agile ship, but it's not like a big clunky ship either.
Okay.
Silhouette 4, speed 3, handling 0, hull trauma 30, and
30.
system strain 30.
No, 12.
12. Okay.
And then your shield capacity is 2 4, or 2 on the fore, and then 1 aft.
2, 4, 1 aft. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So you kind of take care of that. Doc, the entire time, no stormtroopers, anything like that does show up in the village.
Gotcha.
You hear the TIE fighters as they fly off, and then you kind of hear them like go out and make a big sweep, and then they kind of like circle the village one time, and then they go on. So
Okay.
it sounds the way that you comprehend it is they're just on a search pattern.
Gotcha. How long did it take them to circle?
A couple minutes. I mean, it's not long.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And I wait, and I'm counting the seconds, etc. And did they come back and do it again?
No. So once they flew directly over, and then they broke off and made one large sweeping circle around the village. Probably about, I would say, 2 or 3 miles outside of the village, just kind of on the outer perimeter, and then they headed on. They kept going.
Okay.
All right. So several hours have
I'll,
passed.
yeah.
So you wanna what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll let him know. Yeah, I'll let him know what the if I can get the comms to work that far. I'll let him know. If not, then I'll wait until they get back. And I'm also going to go to the fuel depot and talk to the guy there about changing out fuel in a. And I'll give him the model number on the ship and everything.
All right. So you go over and you go to the fuel depot, find out, inform him what the ship is. It's a human, and he kind of like stops and looks at you really funny, like,
Yeah,
huh?
I know it's kind of a baby of mine, you know.
Where'd you
Been
find
around
yourself
for
a
a while.
clone ship? I
Ah,
thought
been
all
fun.
those got scrapped.
Nah, I like to keep junkers around, you know. It's my thing.
Whatever you say. Well,
But how much would you charge to flush a fuel system on one of those?
so he sits there and he kind of clicks a few things on the data pad and everything. He says, "All right," and he said, "Fuel flush, going rate of fuel. It's going to cost you 4,000 credits to completely top her off."
I see.
You guys are all pretty loaded, though, right? It's like not that much.
We got 6,700 left right now. That's actually a lot of money, and we still need more repairs.
If I help you do the flush, how much would you charge me?
You can't help me do the flush. I appreciate the effort, but these systems and everything, you have to hook them up, and get everything just right, or you explode the whole thing.
I am
Fair
the
enough.
flusher.
Would this price include, if any, Imperials come by? You won't say shit.
Well, we don't really care for the Imperials around here anyway, so
Good, good. I'll get back to you. I'll let everybody else that likes the ship and everything, if that's cool with them.
and you know, like you feel like he's pretty genuine. This is just like the going rates of fuel, and flushing the system is it's not
Oh yeah,
an easy task, but it's not like it is kind of daunting to do.
I'm just trying to calculate if that's going to leave us enough to fix the rest of the ship.
And with what you have now currently, no, not even close.
I didn't think so.
Honestly, like you don't even know. You feel like just the hyperdrive alone is going to cost quite a bit. All right.
Yeah,
So,
be a project for later.
okay. So,
Yeah.
guys, you feel secure, safe, and making your way back to the village. Um, so, Teak, you fly out from underneath the waterfall, make your way over, and land back at the landing pad that you were at. And Doc, he informs you of the price of the fuel.
Man, that seems like a legit price to me. I don't think negotiating him down would really happen. Maybe a couple hundred credits at best.
Well, it's probably the most important thing we need. We still have a backup
Yeah,
hyperdrive, right?
Yeah, you still have a class 12 hyperdrive, backup hyperdrive.
that'll get us places, but we definitely need to get the main one online as the next project after that, I would think.
So
I s-
4,000 credits down, and we have the fuel system fixed.
Yeah.
So the fuel
What's
system
everybody think?
the fuel system would be completely flushed out, and then it would be a complete fuel, like full fuel.
Yeah, we would have full
Yeah.
fuel tanks, and
Mhm.
it'd be like legit fuel instead of this old stuff that we're burning.
So the ship itself can also holds 1 month of consumables, so rations and everything, all your food. So you also need to take in consideration, for 5 people, you're probably looking at about 400 credits of food for a month.
Right.
So 4,400, that would leave us with 2,300 credits.
And if we want the med bay to be any sort of operational, we need to refill the back to tank too.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to do that now. How much is that? That's a lot.
Yeah, it would be very expensive. That would probably
Yeah.
cost several thousand credits to get the bat to tank back up and going properly.
So does everybody agree we spend 4,400 to get the fuel taken care of and the food?
I think that's probably our best option. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
really
at least
feel
would
like
get us
getting
to
a
a bigger
Starfighter
planet.
TIE fighter.
That would
Okay.
at least get us off planet. And
Oh yeah,
do some
that'll get you plenty. Like you'll be able to head to multiple locations with that.
Ragnar
Yeah.
speaks up and says he knows where he can get a hyperdrive for the ship, probably for free.
Okay. Where's that?
Little planet called Felucia. I had some old contacts there that owed me something, so they'll give me a hyperdrive.
All right. Let's go there first then. If that's what's going to get us more mobile.
The fuck is he saying?
Yes, yes.
The fuck is he saying? What did he say? What did he say? Like what? What?
I look at Teak and it's really good.
All the Chewbacca sounds. Oh my god.
All right, Doc. Where are we going, man?
The fuel depot is down on the other end of town, so you need to just fly the ship over there. He's got a landing pad we can put it on. I'll let him know you're coming.
All right.
Gotcha. Oh, I take off. I fly down.
Okay. So they get the ship finished prepared. So you now have fuel, good fuel in the ship.
Hey, during the time when he's doing that, does this guy? I need to scrounge up some parts to help fix C9. I need to get C9 back up fully operational.
Okay.
This is
Um,
between the junkyard or this guy, is there any parts that's to be negotiated for and had?
so he's talking to you about C9, and he pretty much tells you that there's nothing that he can do here. Like there's no way that he would have anything for that type of droid. Like you're going to be lucky to find something for him for a while
Oh.
because that's going to be rare.
Huh.
He can probably give you just some like parts to get by with, but to give him the proper parts, no, it's going to be a while.
Or we'll fabricate him.
So we gonna Frankenstein this droid?
Yeah,
Nice.
till we can get him fixed up proper.
So he tells you about 300 credits, and he can get you the parts to get C9 back up and moving properly.
I mean, he can help us fix the ship and stuff. I say fixing the droid's probably the best option we have as far as like continuing to fix this other thing.
So any objections on that?
I'll help you get the parts installed on the droid when we get them.
And
Use
just
this
remember, the
2000.
droid can actually go in the vacuum of space and not die to fix the outside of the ship.
That's true. If we need repairs on the outside, we have a test monkey.
Yeah, fix him.
Yeah, he'll help us in the long run.
Alrighty. We'll get you patched up proper later. This will be enough to make you work.
All right, so everything is set. The ship is now space worthy. Everything all the parts that you received is fully fitted on the ship.
Nice.
You now have full fuel and food for a month. So you are good to go and finally leave Sarka. So that is
Yay.
the end of episode 1.